From the Central Valley in California, the Summerville Bears, the reigning D6A state champions, return to the gridiron to face the Ripon Christian Knights. And I have 3 words for you. We are back.
What do you think of when you hear the word raining? The thing with the English language, you can hear a word that sounds the same as another. For most people, they heard raining and imagined this. Dark, gloomy, wet. But for Tuolumne County, they heard raining, as in reigning champs. The Summerville Bears have a share of the Motherlode League title. He's gonna go! He's gonna take it! For the first time, the Summerville Bears are the Sac Joaquin section champions.
It'll try to answer quickly. He breaks past the secondary.
From league to section, and now state champions, it's the Summerville Bears.
Touchdown, Summerville!
The reigning champions return to the gridiron. Summerville Bears football is on NorCal Sports TV. Tuolumne County, where we win big.
NorCal Sports TV presents Summerville Bears football. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores, and by my side, I'm glad to have you back after you took a small hiatus last season. It's Jeremy Hurtado.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm getting ready to watch Week 1 high school football. Got a great game, I think, tonight here between Ripon Christian and Summerville. Great weather, kind of cooled off finally. I know everybody was concerned about that. Game time's getting moved around and shuffled around, but right now it's a beautiful night for football. It's still a little warm, obviously, about 93 degrees or so, but hey, it's the first week of football. We're glad to be out here.
And it's the first week of football, but you can't have the first week without a big game. Summerville, with the change of the Motherlode League, only has 3 preseason games this year, and this is going to be the biggest. Ripon Christian Knights, they struggled last year as their first year in the TVL, but when they play in the preseason, they want to get ready for the TVL because they're not going to have a break at any point, and they decide to play the D6 state champs.
Yeah, and it really works out for both teams. I mean, if you look at it from the Summerville's perspective, Phil Graham, he runs the fly offense, very similar to what you're going to see in League and Calaveras. Okay, so Summerville gets a chance to see that full speed in action, kind of make their adjustments off the film that they get from tonight as they get ready for that all-important game against Calaveras later on in the season. Their only loss of the season last year. So, yeah, you get a chance to see that. And as far as from the Ripon Christian side, you get to see it, obviously, the defending state champions, right? So, hey, anytime you can see that, that's always a good thing. Ripon Christian, you open the season with the defending state champions. You close the season with the defending state champions when they go up to Sonora. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that, transpires for the Knights here from Ripon Christian. But, like we said, it should be an interesting game. Ripon Christian loaded with returning players, 3-year varsity players, multiple positions, got a couple transfers in. They should make some adjustments and changes there. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Summerville can come off that long run in the playoffs. You got to play 15 games, more than anybody else did. But how's that going to transfer into this year? That was last year. That's done. That's all bye-bye. It's good to hang the banner. It's good to have that as what you've done in the past. But now it's week 1. What are you going to do this year?
So last season, the Summerville Bears scored 421 points, only allowed 134. But you break that down to numbers with the players. So out of the 421 points scored last season, Colton Cash, Isaac Biggs, and Bryce Rathmill are the only 3 non-returning players that scored points. But the issue with that is they combined for 144 points, Cash scoring 78, Biggs scoring 60, and Rathmill on a pick 6 that earned him 1 touchdown on the season. Now go over to the Ripon Christian side. They didn't score as much. They were able to put 251 points in, but their 3 non-returning players only combined for 30 points. So that percentage is so much lower, while Summerville lost 34% of their offense.
Yeah, and I talked about at the beginning, right? Ripon Christian is a very, very veteran team. They know what they're doing. They've been in the system. They've ran Phil Graham's offense for the last couple of years. They feel that this is their season to make some noise. Now, Summerville-wise, hey, Summerville starts and ends with the quarterback play of Bryce Leveros, so we all know that, right? He's the guy. The question for them is going to be how is he going to come back and end his high school season. His senior year, he had a great season last year, led his team to the state championship. What can he come in and do this year? I expect huge things from him. And a lot of the Bears, honestly. I mean, there's another Luke Larson. We talked about him off air before. Senior, wide receiver, safety, tight end. He's a dude on defense. He comes up, he'll smack you in the face and then stand there and then laugh and be like, all right, let's do it again. Help you up. And that's the kind of guy he is. You got Bryson Benitez, who is probably one of the best kickers in the California. I heard he's going to NAU, Northern Arizona, is what I was reading a couple days ago. Don't know how factual that is, but I know that's one of the options he has. So that's great for him, a soccer player that's come in and just transferred and been a weapon for Summerville. And then Owen Herrera on the defense as well. He's a kid that's just been everywhere since his freshman year. He's another kind of the crazy guy, kind of like Herrera with Larson, rather. They're both baseball players, and I had a chance to coach them a couple years ago in baseball. And those two, you never knew what was going to come out of their mouth, and it was just kept things light and kept things exciting. And they're both great players, great athletes, and so I look forward to seeing what they can do.
So the Summerville Bears, with this game, this is one thing we talked about majorly in our pregame talks and throughout the last couple of weeks. But in football, in sports in general, you say you want to get an early loss so you know what it feels like and you can recover after you have that loss. But after coming off a state championship win, You don't want to lose that first game back.
No, and that's going to be the big thing for Summerville is you've always been the hunter. You've been the one that's trying to get the second championship, and you can't quite make it past that. And you've gotten there a couple times and hadn't made it in the past, and get to the playoffs and lose, and you feel that frustration, that kind of, fuels your fire for the next couple years. Well, now you've done it. Now you've been to the top of the mountain. Now you're no longer the hunter. Now everybody on the schedule looks and goes, oh, we got Summerville on the schedule. We know that they're the state champion. We know we're going to focus and try and beat them. We want to beat them. That's our season. We can be 1-9, but if we beat Summerville, hey, we did our job. And so that's kind of how it works out, unfortunately, in sports, right? You go from being the chance to try and win a championship. Now you've won a championship. Everybody's looking for you.
We'll talk more about the teams and this matchup as the captains take the field. But first, a look at your NorCal Sports TV sponsors.
You're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209 or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100. Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Haul, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
We are more than your one-stop shop for snacks and drinks. Our 3 locations, Outpost Soulsbyville, Sugar Pine Outpost, and the Cold Springs Outpost, is gas, lunch, dinner, even seasonings and more. Voted Best Burger of Tuolumne County in 2024. If you're going to Pinecrest, Dodge Ridge, or taking a scenic drive up Highway 108, the Cold Springs Outpost in Deli is open 7 days a week. At the Outpost, we appreciate the community that supports us and allows us in turn to support the community. At the Outpost, when you walk through the door, you're family.
Over the last couple of years, the Summerville Bears and the Ripon Christian Knights have played 4 times since 2017. They have the series split 2-2 last year when they played to open up the season. It was a 24-21 victory for the Summerville Bears, where they held the ball for 6 minutes, 8 seconds to end the fourth quarter and win the game. Just before that, on the drive for Ripon Christian, able to score a touchdown spanning 17 plays. Today, Summerville, not sure if they're going to pass the ball a lot. Bryce Leveros last season had a 68% pass completion for 597 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. It was the run game that was big for him and the rest of the offense. 136 rushes for 787 yards. He was the leading rusher on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And what he would do is you key on him and you get ready and you got to stop him, and all of a sudden he goes play action and hits one of their tight ends or receivers for a big play down the middle of the field. And it just kind of hurt your defensive scheme, and they did a great job of holding on to the football last year, like you said, in that game and in his other games, is they just were able to grind the clock and run things and have control of the football and have control of the game the way that they wanted to play it. And that's the big thing in football is if you can force the team you're playing to play the style of football you want, it works out well for you a lot of the time.
We're going to take it to the national anthem, and here is the Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner.
Somerville football has some of the best fans in the world. Nobody has better fans than Somerville Bears football. So shout out to my parents, my family watching from Alabama. We have Brendan Kikugawa watching from Sonora. Ben C. Hammer, he's a friend of mine. He came up from Washington down to Sonora doing some work in Tuolumne County. Best fans in the world. Jeremy, anyone?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to get on here a chance to see this game, and it's great for the players. I mean, they can go back and watch it, and 3 years from now, get to go back and see it and say, hey, I was playing in that game. Look, you can go back and show your kids a couple years from now, hey, look, I did play football. Look, I wasn't just, telling you that. I don't just have a jersey that I bought at the, snack bar. I actually played, so it's kind of good to have that if you're a player. And like I said, it's exciting to see fans from Summerville always travel well. Got stands stretched out from 20-yard line to 20-yard line, and there's a spattering of empty seats, but still a lot of guys standing around. A lot of people look excited for football to start again, and so am I. 94 degrees here at Kickoff in Ripon. Gotta love it.
For NorCal Sports TV, we have 19,700 subscribers on YouTube. You can be the 20,000th, and we'll give you a imaginary kangaroo if you're the 20,000th subscriber to NorCal Sports TV. But as we kick off here in Ripon, the kick will go out, and we will have the Somerville Bears offense out here to start. Somerville last season against Ripon Christian only passed 7 times. They had 4 completions for 31 yards. Bryce Leveros had one fumble. He was sacked twice. But the rushing game, like we always talk about, 26 rushes for 222 yards and 3 touchdowns, while everyone was backing him up from behind. But here we have Bryce Leveros returning to the field. It's his first game.
Getting the ball from the 35-yard line to start. Good field position for the Bears. We'll see if they take a shot here early, or they just say, hey, we're going to start things off by running the football and imposing our will.
Leveros pitches it left side to Carter Lee. Just a couple of yards on first down.
Yeah, quick pitch out to the left side. Great job of blocking out there by 2 Bears. Number 13, we talked about him, Luca Larson, also Orlando Lopez. They just drove one of the defensive end, it looked like, from Ripon Christian all the way over to the sideline and almost to the brick wall. So good job of staying on their block there by the Bears. Pickup of 2.
The Bears rush 6 times to every 1 pass in last season's stats. This one, handoff. Leg is grabbed immediately and taken down for a loss of 3. It's going to be 3rd and long. The Ripon Christian Knight defense already making an impact.
Yeah, great play there by Patrick Corey, the senior tackle/defensive end, 6'2", 220, coming through untouched, making the play. Orlando Lopez had no chance to make anything happen there. As soon as he got the ball, he was hit, and then the defender slid down, grabbed his leg, and held on.
3rd and 11 for the Bears. Leveros will drop back to pass. Here comes a man to the left side. Leveros will take the hole past the 40, looking 45. First down and a couple more. Bryce Leveros moves the chains on the 12-yard run.
Yeah, Leveros there, design pass, but you got to know he's going to run the ball 80% of the time on those, right? Got to have somebody spying him if you're Ripon Christian. Got to make sure that you force him to throw the football and not run with it. Great job there by Leveros of getting up the right side, making a couple guys miss, and getting near the 48-yard line as they move it back a yard. Brings up 1st and 10. Good job to keep the chains moving on this opening drive for the Bears.
At midfield, Leveros grabs and goes, hits the 50 and hits 2 blue jerseys in front of him. That'll be a gain of 2.
Yep, design quarterback power there. Leveros just takes the snap, takes the second, and takes off up the middle. Good job of getting a couple yards there. Not a lot of room, but Leveros is slippery, and he's able to go up there and get some positive yardage. Brings up a 2nd and 8 from midfield. Somerville working that clock already. 2 minutes plus time of possession here in the first quarter.
My offensive key for Somerville in this game is to find the new key components for your offense. You have a couple of main guys missing from last season, so you have to find the players that are going to help. You can't just have one guy go again and again and again. Of course, Bryce Leveros has shown that he can get the yardage. He averaged 5.78 yards per carry last season, but he had these other elements. You give it to him every time, they're just going to keep crashing the middle. They're going to try to take him down. Carter Lee got that first play, and he's a sophomore. He came up to varsity, and that's a good component to have so that you can add an extra element. Leveros will pitch this left side to Malachi Lopez. He's trying to find the corner close to the first down marker, but the Ripon Christian Knights will knock him down at about the 43.
Yeah, Carson Cho comes up from his defensive back position, and I believe it's going to be 4th and 1. I fully expect Coach Leveros to go for this here. This is right where Summerville wants to be. They don't care about 4th down. Hey, they're going to run the football. That was that quick pitch again out to the left side. Good job of blocking from the left side of the offensive line. That was the thing we talked about, is that offensive line kind of changing up guys this year and moving some people around. So far, able to do the job.
4th and short. Leveros takes the snap, will follow behind Lopez, twirls in the air, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. That was a great job there by number 2 for Ripon Christian, Chase Burnell, to come up and fill the hole, and yeah, it is going to be short. He got around the pulling guard of Christopher Chavez, who was the lead blocker on that quarterback power, and able to come up and make the play for Ripon Christian. You see there on the replay, and now Ripon Christian, led by their star quarterback, Mason Tamling, takes the field for the first time.
My offensive key for the Ripon Christian Knights is to avoid Larson, Herrera, and Roberson. They're 3 heavy hitters. You mentioned it in the pregame. Stay away from them, because if they hit you once, they're going to make you feel it, and you're never going to forget it, and your kids will probably remember the hit too. Here's a run up the middle for about 5. A good start for the Ripon Christian offense, who usually passes. They're a high passing team. They only rush 1.8 times to every pass.
Yeah, that was last year. I think this year they're going to be a little bit more. They got a couple more running backs. They moved some guys in to play running back. They also got a transfer that I don't see suited up tonight. That he came in from Big Valley Christian, so they're going to run the ball a little bit more this year. But you're right, they're not going to be afraid to throw it either.
Second and 5. Tamling in the gun. 3 receivers, 2 to the top, 1 at the bottom. Look like a little early motion. No flags go. The pass is made to Caddy, and he'll get the first down as the clock continues to go.
Yep, Amos Caddy, that's the big wide receiver, 6'1", 170. Last year, he had 2 catches for 72 yards, including a 59-yard touchdown for Ripon Christian. And him and Mason have been playing or been together in high school since kindergarten. They've grown up with each other. They've known each other before they could walk. They knew each other before that even. This is their last year playing high school football together. They're both 3-year varsity starters. So they're looking to make some memories as Caddy looks to play college football while Mason's going to play college volleyball.
1st and 10 inside Bears territory. Tamling will bring a man in motion from top to bottom. The handoff is completed and flips head over heels Luke Larson.
Absolutely. Larson saw that fly motion and he just flew. Came up, made a big play in the backfield. Actually, it's going to be a stop of 0, a gain of 0, so it's not going to be a tackle for loss like I thought it was. But still, you see him come up on the replay here, and he just upends the running back for Ripon Christian. Great job of knowing your assignment, seeing the fly motion. That's the key. I'm coming up, and I'm coming up hard to make a big play.
Luke Larson, 29 tackles last season. He was tied for 1st in sacks on the Summerville defense. This leads to a 2nd and 10.
Single coverage, top of the key, man-to-man. No one up there to help.
Tamling will look towards him. Pumps one time, throws the second. He comes back cutting. Catch is made. Trying to barrel forward, and a pack of Bears get on him. Jevin Rogers, the main defender, to throw him down.
Yeah, what they did is they had the single look, and they buzzed 2 guys out there to help cover and zone. So it wasn't man. It was a good job of disguising it, but still, number 17 for Summerville, like you said, Rogers comes up, makes the play, holds him about a yard short. I saw that last time they went 3-by-1. That was on this side of the field. They had Hamley out there man-to-man, so I was kind of waiting to see if Ripon Christian would go back to it. They did. Good job of disguising the defense by Summerville, but again, another big play by Ripon Christian. Brings up a 3rd and short.
Tamling looks to go under center with split backs. 2 receivers to the top. Puts the slot in motion. Tamling, handoff, right side, split back. A pack falls down on the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. It's 4th down.
Yep, that's a great job there by that defensive line. Summerville leading the way, number 52, Bryce Bailey, coming up from his defensive tackle position to make the play. causing a gain of 0. Brings up 4th and short. Now, if you're Summerville, watch the hard count here. See if first game of the season, everybody's excited. If I'm Ripon Christian, I might go, hey, say, hold on, and see if we can get them to jump and get a free 5.
They get up to the line quick. There's Tamling under center. Hands it off. It looked like that ball may have been a little loose as he was trying to barrel forward, but he's able to churn his legs, fall over the line to beat, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, that's the advantage of having a 6'1" quarterback, too. You get the ball, and you're big, long, and you can lean over that line and try and pick up the first down. Referees are spotting the ball. They're looking at it. I don't know. He may not have got it. That was a spot. I think they're going to bring the chains in and look at it.
So while they do that, let's look over the keys of the game. We mentioned the offensive key for Ripon Christian. Defensive key for Summerville is the pass defense. Ripon Christian was one of the best passing teams to face Summerville last year. Ripon Christian had 143 passing yards on 9 of 14. Linden was the second best team for 147 passing yards on 10 completions. Can you guess the best passing team against Summerville last year?
See, I would want to say Hillmar, but I'm thinking that's a trick question. So I'm going to say someone that we don't expect and maybe go Calaveras.
You were in the right area. It is a Motherlode League team with 162 passing yards. Bret Hart.
Oh, Bret Hart.
They had a 77-yard touchdown.
They did. I was there watching the game. You're right.
They had a 77-yard touchdown, and they
up
were
the seam on the right-hand side going into the scoreboard for the Frogs. You're right.
And they did a very decent job passing, but they also had a lot of pass completions that actually resulted in negative yards. They could have been up near 200 if some of those went
big
forward.
Stop by Summerville by maybe 3 inches. So they get the ball back. Both teams come up short on their 4th and inches opportunities, and now Summerville getting a chance to go back on offense. 4:58 left to go in the first quarter of play. I knew it was a trick question because it just, like I said, Hillmar seemed obvious just because Hillmar's usually the throw it around kind of team, but I think they ran more out of that 3-by-1 set than they usually do because I think their running back had just came back against you guys last year. So, yeah, Bret Hart makes sense, though.
So with that, the Summerville Bear offense returns to the field. Here's a flick-out pass to Malachi Lopez. He's taken down after a gain of 3.
Again, a good job again coming up from that defensive back position by number 8, Aaron Von Hofgen. Coming up from his linebacker position, making the play. Also getting a little help from Daniel Lamgen. But that's one of those plays for Summerville. You get that pitch out, you're going to get 3, boom, 53. Okay, because someone's going to come over, pursue. Our back's going to cut it back in the middle of the field, and then there's no one left to get it. So I like staying with that and doing what you do if you're Summerville.
Lopez on the run again, going from right to left. Leveros has an option. He does flick it out. The pass is complete, but there's nowhere to go. Lopez thrown down for a loss.
No, absolutely, and that was like an RPO type thing where Leveros looked to run it, and then was like, uh-oh, nothing's there. I'm going to flip it out a little dangerously, but Lopez was there, and he ends up making the catch, and I think he lost about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 on the play. And now it's 3rd and long for Summerville.
That is going to be considered a pass as well as he was upfield. Malachi Lopez was 2 for 2 last year in receiving for just 13 yards, but getting a little bit of action here in the slot.
Yeah, you got 3 receivers to the right with that wing.
Leveros scanning the field, throwing over left side. Overthrows his man, JT Oliva, the sophomore wide receiver.
Yeah, JT, single receiver on that side. Again, they try to flood the right side, come back to the single receiver side. Good job of defense coverage there by Carson Cho again. Number 22 out there from his safety position making the play. Now Summerville lines up to punt for the first time this year.
Go, Clavey! And it is the 4.5-star kicker, Bryson Benitez. Last year we didn't see him punt at all, but he's been doing some work in the offseason, and they're going to try to get him to the best possible spot in the college.
Yeah, we got a false start there of Malachi Lopez. He was out there on that right slot, and he left a little early. It's first week of the season. Special teams things are hard to do in practice. You run it against area, you run it against your scout team. Maybe last week a couple times in the scrimmages, but it's not the same as it's live action. Another team's out there. You get a little anxious, and unfortunately for Summerville, you jump the snap and ends up creating a 4th and 14 situation. And like I said, I'm excited to see Benitez punt the ball because I've never seen him punt it. I'm a soccer player. I'm assuming he's probably going to be pretty good at it, right?
Here's the snap. Benitez holds.
Oh.
Defense nearly gets there. Good kick. Going to drop down to the 45. Take a Bears bounce going towards the end zone. And that is where the Ripon Christian Knights will take over again at the 34-yard line. And, Jeremy, we always do this. Every single game, we have the greatest fans. And we have Nathan Morales also watching from Tuolumne. I'm sure there's many more. I have
I'm sure there's a lot of Tuolumne watching that didn't make the trip down. But that, like I said, that's what's great about these NorCal Sports TV broadcasts is if you, I know Sue Bonderon's watching, okay?
Of course.
Got to give her a shout-out. She's always on Facebook and plugging the products. But, yeah, you get a chance. You can sit at home. You don't have to make the trip. You can have 2 TVs going watching both games because Sonora's getting ready to kick off against Oakdale here in a little bit.
Tamling under center, handoff, ball slipped out for a half second, able to get the grip, and Summerville drops all the way down on top. Some Knight fans not happy.
Yeah, there was a face mask there that one of the Bears defenders grabbed and pulled. No one saw it by the officials, so it didn't happen, right? I mean, that's the way it works. So pickup of 2 by Ripon Christian, but that's what the fans were kind of chammering about is, hey, they saw it because they had a great view, just like it happened right in front of us, so I was able to see it, but like I said, if the officials don't see it, it never happened.
2nd and 9 after the gain of 1 on the run. Tamling and company have 3 receivers to the top, empty left side. Tamling with time, throws right over the middle. The catch is made. Amos Caddy right down the middle, first down and plenty more to the 40 of the Summerville Bears side of the field.
Yep, great play design there. 3 by 1 still because you got that tight end that's attached. Usually you forget about him. He ran the clear-out route. The slot receiver from the right side comes back, sits right down in the middle. Quarterback Tamley finds him, and of course it's Amos Caddy, right, his best friend, his big weapon, the number 1 passing target, able to come up with the first big play for Ripon Christian on offense.
First and 10 from the 39. Caddy in motion, the handoff in the backfield is Owen Herrera, and everyone else on the Bears defense. Whistles finally blow after a 6-yard loss, but the forward momentum will stop them just 2 back.
Yep, and Owen Herrera from that linebacker position. And here's the key, okay? I'm going to tell you this because it's on my paper. Levi can look at it. His name's highlighted in pink. Yep. Why? Because I've known the kid, like I said, since he was an 8th grader. He's always got some pink shorts or pink shoes, pink something to say, hey, this is me. Look at it. You're going to see it on film, and you're going to see me in the backfield making plays all the time. ASB kid, leader on the campus. Love him. Love to watch him play linebacker for Summerville. And, again, look for the pink cleats. You'll find Owen Herrera.
He's one of the key returning defensive players for Summerville. 53 tackles, 1 sack, and a defensive touchdown last year as this pass goes incomplete from Tamling.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication there because that pass was intended for Van Hofken, and he wasn't anywhere near the area. It looked like they were supposed to run a hitch, and instead he took off up the sideline. Now we got a clock situation. They got that figured out. So 3rd and long, probably 2-down territory for Ripon Christian here. I'd look for them to try and get maybe half of it here, some kind of out, quick hitch, something like that. Those have been open. We'll see if they go right back to that.
Something we didn't see too much of last year was Bryce Leveros playing the free safety position, and he sure is in this game on defense.
Yeah, well, you got to put your dudes on the field, right? I mean, that's kind of one of those things. If you're a coach, you're scared of having your quarterback out there sometimes, but if he's your best guy to put out there, then you got to put him out there when you're passing teams.
Tamling, scrambling, throwing, passes caught against the defense of Roberson. Rogers has to come across to eventually make the tackle. First down, Ripon Christian.
And again, they ran everybody off, and then that receiver in the slot just comes across the middle. That time it's Stewart, and he just sits down in the middle of the field, finds a lane to his quarterback, gets upfield, gets the first down for Ripon Christian, and they're on the move at the 25-yard line. Pretty good coverage, though, by Summerville from the DBs, except for right there in the middle of the field. Like I said, they ran everybody off and cleared out. I'm sure that's something that the defensive coaches for Summerville will get fixed up here.
1st and 10, Tamling, quick throw, left side, it's a screen pass. Caddy gets through the first, gets through the second as he spins out of the pressure. Down inside the 20, a red zone visit for the Ripon Christian Knights.
Yep, it's a now screen out to the wide receiver, 3-by-1 set. Great job there of blocking by both the receivers that weren't getting the ball. If they don't block, that receiver gets lit up. It's one of those things that's either a hit or miss. That time they did a good job of getting in the way, making the play, and then getting positive yards, picking up 7. And hey, luckily for us, this is something, one more play, and then they're going to switch sides, and we can actually see what's going on.
Officials are going to stop the clock at about 20 seconds. Another issue down on the field. It looks like it's the
down marker broke. Yeah, it's blank. So they're going to have to bring in a spare. Luckily, they got that here.
Clock will restart, counting down from 20. Tamling will have Lushan Sanders next to him in the backfield. Tamling keeps it. Herrero's right there to try to take him down, but he runs anyway and will gain a couple.
Yeah, that's a good job there by Herrera again coming through, but you got to make the play, right? You come up, you fly, and then you miss the tackle, and that leaves a lane for him to take off and run and get the first, or close to the first down at least. He did get the first down. It's down at the 15-yard line, so 1st and 10 from the 15. 6.1 seconds left. Went out of bounds, so unfortunately I was wrong. We're not going to have one more play. It's going to be 2 more plays, but that's
Bryce Bailey will exit the Summerville Bear defense, and in for him is Jonathan Whitney. Malachi Fromm also exits to the sideline, but it looks like he's on his way back. 6 seconds. Still will roll over into the second, but Tamling trying to be the first on the board, which last year Summerville never really trailed in games. Big Valley Christian scored first on their homecoming night. And Leveros will also have to exit for a moment.
Leveros had an equipment issue. His strap is broken, it looks like. He was trying to fix it. It came flopping out his jersey. So
now they have the sophomore Clavey Duncan in place. Watch those passes over the middle as the senior free safety is not on the field. Run up the middle, hit from behind, but he's dragging him all the way to the 5. Time expires in the first as the Ripon Christian Knights are right there at the goal line. We'll be back with more Summerville Bears football after this message on NorCal Sports TV.
To real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you.
Hello, Bears fans. The Bears Quarterback Club is excited to help bring you Bears football live streamed into your home or your device. Enjoy all the Bears football action on this TV quality broadcast. This is our way of saying thank you to the Bears community for all the support through the years. On behalf of the Bears Quarterback Club, thank you for watching and supporting Bears football. Enjoy the game.
first quarter of play in the books. It's been an exciting quarter for no points going back and forth. Both teams turned the ball over on their opening possession. Trying to go fourth and inches, didn't get it, and now Summerville had the punt. Ripon Christian on the move in their second possession inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be first and goal from the 4, and this smells like Lucia Sanders territory. Last year, 8 touchdowns, all of them down here in the red zone. So we'll see if he gets the ball or if they go against the trend, but I feel like he's going to be involved here. Just we'll see.
3.8 yards per carry last season, 142 rushes for 533 yards. Sanders, Tamling in the backfield, I assume.
Yeah, also in there is Suet, second team all defensive player last year, but
they're marked at the 4. Tamling.
Oh, it is touch out.
The dish out, and the defense is there to make the stop. Clavey Duncan getting in on a couple of plays.
Also, Kyle Hamilton out there making a big play for Summerville, too. Number 5.
Hamilton, 32 tackles and a sack last year. Of course, he had to battle with Larson, Herrera, and Rathmill, but he was still a huge part of the defense, and we can just imagine what he's going to be able to put up this year.
Yeah, you give me that quadrant of linebackers, and I'll take my chances on defense all the time. Even though I'm an offensive guy, hey, I can appreciate good defensive play. And now, Ripon Christian, second and goal from the 3.
Split backs, slot receiver to the right. He's going to switch right to left. Tamling, handoff, man in the backfield. He gets stripped down.
That's 21 again. Suet, they're trying to get him the ball down low. Sweet, excuse me. Heard it there, corrected. My apologies to the Sweet family. 3rd and goal now from the 3. And hey, quit messing around and give the ball to number 5. Just saying. It's easy stuff, right? You've done this. He's been the lead blocker twice. Give him the ball now. We'll see.
Stewart had 58 rushes for 216 yards last year with only 3 touchdowns. But as you mentioned, Sanders is that number 1 option. Last year, he should be the number 1 option his senior year as well. Here he is, Sanders trying to break the plane. The Knights say he's in, and so do the officials. Touchdown, Ripon Christian.
Right, hey, give the ball to Sanders inside the 5-yard line. Let him go do what he does. Sometimes football coaches try to make things a little harder. Oh, hey, everybody knows we're going to give him the ball. You give him the ball for a reason. He makes plays. You see him follow the block. Boom, right here. Kicks it out. Hey, I'm in the end zone. I know it right now. Forward lean. Nothing Summerville can do about it. Good job there by Ripon Christian's left side of the offensive line. Getting that push, and now the Knights are up 6-0.
For the extra point attempt, it's high, and it is through the uprights. So a 7-point lead for the Ripon Christian Knights. It's Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV.
Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever. You ever needed a specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup? One that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment? Leslie Heavy Haul, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhaul.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Haul for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance.
The Ripon Christian Knights on top 7-0 over the Summerville Bears. In last year's meeting, Summerville and Ripon Christian had to punt on their first possession each until Summerville, with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter, was able to score a touchdown with Leveros. From that point forward, it was a tight battle going back and forth. Here we score first in the second, just about 1:15 in. Let's see if Summerville can answer as the kick is caught at the 12. It's Malachi Lopez trying to do his work. Oh, he cuts in. One defender finally catches him at the 30. Was the last line of defense, or else Lopez could have found end zone.
Yeah, great job there by Lopez. He caught it, and he didn't waste any time. He got up in the middle of the field right here, as you see on the replay. Gets up in there as blockers, then makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, and then Max Anderson able to come up and make the play. And like you said, if he didn't make the tackle, Lopez might have been able to slip up the left sideline and go to the house. Instead, good return sets up Summerville. Chance to answer here, and that's really what you got to do if you're Summerville. Hey, is come up, not necessarily score, but hey, you got to get your defense a little bit of time to get over there and things fixed. Get at least to midfield so you can do something field position-wise.
Leveros looking to throw. We'll get it to the flat for Luke Larson. He stiff arms a defender. He's going down the Summerville sideline, using the speed, getting outside Bunnell. Katie knocks the ball out. Larson gets back on top inside the 15. The Summerville Bears with a huge pass completion from Leveros to Larson. And Larson never giving up on the play. He had so much speed. It was 1v1. Getting back on top. The Bears now right there to answer.
Yeah, and Amos Cody came up and punched it out. Larson, good job of being aware, finding the football, getting back on it for Summerville. And just like that, Summerville inside the 15-yard line with a chance to answer quickly. We talked about answering. There you go. There's an answer, right? Get it out to Larson, one-on-one. Guy misses and goes down the sideline. I thought he was gone. Katie able to go and chase him down. But huge play there for Summerville, and way to respond after giving up the first points of the season.
Larson was 7 of 11 last year for 117 yards, had 1 of 8 receiving touchdowns on the season. His longest catch was 33 yards, and that one just blitz pass in his first completion of the season.
We got a timeout called by Ripon Christian. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health and beauty supply. We also have shelf stock with natural, organic, and specialty items that could make your head spin. Not to mention big brands with even bigger savings. It'll make you go bananas. Our annual food drive provides thousands of dollars for our Sonora community. Locally owned and operated by David and Jess Greenblatt.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
We are more than your one-stop shop for snacks and drinks. Our 3 locations, Outpost Soulsbyville, Sugar Pine Outpost, and the Cold Springs Outpost, is gas, lunch, dinner, even seasonings and more. Voted Best Burger of Tuolumne County in 2024. If you're going to Pinecrest, Dodge Ridge, or taking a scenic drive up Highway 108, the Cold Springs Outpost in Delhi is open 7 days a week. At the Outpost, we appreciate the community that supports us and allows us in turn to support the community. At the Outpost, when you walk through the door, you're family.
7-0 Ripon Christian leading the Summerville Bears. A huge pass to Luke Larson sets them up inside the red zone. The first red zone visit for Summerville in the game after their first possession led to a punt from Bryson Benitez.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, like we said, it's 2nd and 10. No gain there. Good job by the defensive line for Ripon Christian. But you always have to be aware of where's number 3 on offense. Okay, he'll hand it, he'll fake it, take off, and then he goes and walks in the end zone, and everybody's looking at the running back, and he's like, hey, I got the ball over here, guys. So you got to be careful with him anytime he's on the field.
Here he is now, Leveros, churning his legs, trucking forward. To the 5 he goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, he's shifty, and it's hard to get a good hit on him if you're a defensive player. He just kind of spins and shifts and wiggles, and all of a sudden he's got 2-3 more yards and picks up a gain close to 4, I think, on that. I'll give him 6. 3rd and 4 now, and 2 down territory for sure for Summerville.
The national average for average per rush is around 3.5 yards per carry. Bryce Leveros, 136 touches. Averages just under 6 yards per carry. Here he is again. Leveros trying to pound the middle, just short of the goal line.
Yeah, but he got the first down. That's the important part. He gets down inside the 2-yard line. Brings up a 1st and goal for Summerville. And these are just body blows. Summerville will just run that dive play. And like I said, then all of a sudden he pops outside and he's down the sideline for 45, 50 yards, and you're like, where did he go? So, just one of those things you just got to kind of absorb those things and try and keep the big play from happening if you're Ripon Christian.
Leveros put a man in motion. Here he goes again, puts his head down into the end zone, breaks the plane, touchdown Summerville.
Yep, and there's no question about what's going to happen inside the 5-yard line. It's Leveros. Different season, same method of attack. Is just get the ball, running back / quarterback, and he just powers his way into the end zone.
And now for the first time in a scoring opportunity, we'll see the leg of Bryson Benitez. The specialist is what we call him here, and his holder will be number 1, Malachi Lopez. A 4.5-star kicker last season, made 54 of 56 in extra point attempts, 5 of 7 in field goals, in which both his misses were in the same game, missing from 42 and 45 yards.
Yeah.
And Benitez starts off perfect, ties it up at 7 apiece in the second quarter with 8:38 to go. You're watching Bears football on NorCal Sports TV.
A specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup, one that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment. Leslie Heavy Haul, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhaul.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Haul for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance. Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
The Deo Espresso and Smoothies Kickoff on NorCal Sports TV. Get your espresso and smoothies on your way out of town or just into work. Jeremy, Deo, so good. We talk about it every year. The peanut butter blast is my favorite, and I don't think it's ever going to change.
No, absolutely. I know you were a big fan of that one.
Kick goes inside the 5. The Knights will try to return. Roberson tries to get onto him and then finally flung down by JT Oliva. And my apologies, that was Aiden Ripley. Aiden Ripley was the first on the scene. Last year, Evan Roberson wore number 9. He's now moved to number 11. So Aiden Ripley has taken that spot, and Richie Hanley, the former number 12, is now number 4. Those are the only 2 jersey changes from the previous season.
Just to make it a little more confusing for you, you see a team and you're like, all right, I know who these guys, and then they go and, hey, we're going to jersey swap this year, and I'm going to wear a different number because I wanted that last year, but a senior had it. And so
now we're tied at 7 apiece with the Ripon Christian Knights. Ball in hand from the 40. Tangling going left side. Throws, passes, nearly caught, nearly intercepted, but in the end it falls to the ground as an incompletion.
Yeah, dangerous pass there. You had 3 defenders, Orlando Lopez, Richie Hanley, and also back there was number 6, Clavey Duncan. In coverage for Summerville. He had a quarterback rolling to his left, trying to throw back to his right. That's one of those things that coaches usually frown upon. Don't really enjoy that too much. And that time it almost got picked. So I'm sure that'll be a film study situation tomorrow or Monday whenever the Ripon Christian does their film work.
Someone's got to get out. Ripley, wider!
2nd and 10 from the right hash. Tamling will scan the defense. Start the play. Backing up. Continuing. Screenplay right over the top. Trucking forward, first down, lays a man out. Aiden Ripley gets denied at the yard to get to. He's a little slow to get up after that first down play.
Blake Stewart just laid him out at the 50-yard line, and he bounced back to the 45. You'll see it here. Boom. All the way just right over the top of him. Unfortunately, hopefully he's okay. Getting checked out there on the sideline. That's one of those ones that he's going to see on film, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to see that ever again. Okay, good job there by Ripon Christian setting up the screen. 3 O-linemen out there leading the way.
Seven minutes, 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. Tied at 7. The Knights find themselves back on the Bears side of the field. Tamling will spin the handoff. Stewart back with the ball in hand. Ripped down by the jersey. Another great play made. That was by Carter Lee, the sophomore inside linebacker.
Yeah, he did, and he got a handful of jersey, and he just held on and spun him down. I know the defensive guys are saying, hey, we got to wrap him up, but sometimes that's easier said than done as he comes out to kind of checked out. Does Stewart. Brings up a 2nd and 8, sorry.
One of the keys that I had for Ripon Christian was making their possessions count. In the fourth quarter last time, they brought the ball into the quarter but never touched after that as Summerville held the ball for 6 minutes. But some of those big plays for Summerville can give the ball back to Ripon Christian. They just need to make the most of it, and so far they've been able to do so. Tamling fumbles the pass to him, but then the throw down into the corner is just incomplete.
Yeah, good job of getting there and putting pressure on the quarterback was number 24. That's our guy, Owen Herrera, once again. Making Mason decide to throw the football a little earlier than he wanted to, off balance. And it's good job by the defender back there for Summerville, just being in enough of the way to make it a difficult pass completion.
The marker changes the 3rd down, and so the Knights, they have to get 8 yards, but from what we've seen from them, they know how to make the right play calls at the right time. So Summerville has to stay on their assignments and make sure that nothing's going to happen. Pay close attention to the top of the screen as Amos Caddy is going to be that second receiver in the middle next to Bunnell.
Yeah, we've got 3-by-1 set again. Watch the right receiver coming and running that drag right up behind the linebackers again.
Tamling looking right. It is tipped over the middle from Owen Herrera, incomplete to make it 4th down.
And there it was, right? That's that drag from the backside receiver. The linebackers step up. That time Herrera did a good job of stepping up and then coming back and jumping up, getting a hand on it, because otherwise number 8, Van Hofkin, was open across the middle once again, and it looks like Ripon's going to punt. I believe their punter is their quarterback too, so you got to be careful here.
Last year, it was the senior receiver Miller as their punter. Only punted 18 times through 12 games. That was including playoffs. But Tamling will be the one to at least take the snap. We'll see if they have any other plans. Tamling, the snap. He'll look, he'll roll right, he'll get it off from the 50. It's going to drop inside the 5, take a night bounce as it goes straight down the goal line, and now the Bears in some troubling territory.
Yeah, that was a great kick there by Tamling. He did that little rugby thing. He probably has the option to look. Can I get it? Nope, I'm going to kick it. And then, like you said, it took a bounce at the 1 yard line and just went left turn right along the 1 yard line and just stayed there. So now Summerville, 99 yards to go. Actually, they're going to put it at the 2 yard line, so 98 yards to go. Got to be careful here of a bad snap. You can't give away points here. You got to get out of the end zone if you're going to run the football. My favorite thing here is to throw the ball deep from inside my own 5 yard line. I love it because everybody's expecting you to run the football. I like to go play action and try and hit everybody over the top. We'll see.
Let's see if that's a little foreshadowing here. Not today. Leveros gets through a nice hole. A good gain of yards there to push them out of the 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you get yourself a little bit of room, right? If you have to punt, you have that 15 yards that you need to punt the football away. Obviously, you're looking to get a first down or two just to kind of dig yourself out of your own end zone. But the first thing is get to the 5 yard line. That's your first goal. Now they've done that. Now it's 2nd and 7. Again, if it was Summerville, I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe that pitch out to the wing going in motion again.
Spending some extra time in the huddle. The Bears going to send out a couple receivers to the top of the screen. In motion, handoff, met in the backfield, nowhere to go.
Yeah, again, great job there by Jason Van Vliet for Ripon Christian coming up and making the play. First time we called his name. He's the backup quarterback / a DB for the Knights, holding it to a 1 yard gain, and now 3rd and 6. 5 minutes left to go for Summerville. We'll see what the offense decides to do here for the Bears. Wouldn't be shocked to see, hey, Leveros just, I'm going to take it again, run the ball, try and get the first down. If not, we'll punt away and let our defense do its thing.
5 minutes until the half. Tied at 7. The Bears with a 3rd and long. Man in motion, left to right. Leveros scanning, throwing, right side. He has him open, just slightly overthrows Owen Herrera as it goes incomplete. Now the Bears will be forced to punt deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and that's an interesting call there. I mean, that's one of those things where you got to make sure you don't get a holding penalty in the end zone when you do that little rollout. He had a chance and just overthrows Owen Herrera just slightly. Herrera was open, had coverage beat, but it wasn't able to make the play, and now we'll see. Is it Benitez? No, it's going to be Leveros back there punting this time. Kind of thought that Leveros did all the punting last year. You go back to the guy that you trust here inside your own 5 yard line.
Benitez, that was his first punt in game. It's a good kick from Leveros going to the 45. Nearly muffed, but good hands from Caddy. Drops down his head, taken out by Richie Hanley.
Yeah, it's a good return. Like you said, nice punt, spiraled, good hang time. But what the problem is at your own 5 yard line, your defenders have a long way to go to get down there and make the play. And at that time, pickup of 15 yards for Ripon on the return. Now they sets them up in great field position. Chance to not only score here, but run out the rest of the first half.
4 minutes, 39 seconds in just 29 yards. Tamling. Bear hugged by Kyle Hamilton. Nowhere to go, a loss of 1.
Yeah, and a great job there by Hamilton. He wasn't fooled. He just came up, as you can see here on the replay. Tamling sends the guy in motion, tries to run the little counter play, and nobody blocks Hamlin. Hamlin says, oh, I'll take that easy TFL. Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11 from the 30 yard line for Ripon Christian.
In last year's matchup, Ripon Christian's best starting field position was the 35 yard line on their own side of the field. So this is the best field position that Ripon Christian could have asked for. 3:50 and going. Tamling over the middle. Has him open. The pass is caught inside the 10.
Right up the seam. Again, Katie actually, that wasn't Katie, excuse me. That was Van Hofken again from that right side. Right receiver goes up the seam. You see him on that short side of the field. Ran right past everybody, and unfortunately for Ripon Christian, the ball was a little thrown up high. He had to go up and get it. Otherwise, he could have ran under it and just went right in the end zone. Instead, it is still a 1st and goal about the 8-yard line.
If Ripon Christian were to score here, Summerville doesn't want to go into the half down by anything, so they're going to have to look at the time and say, how fast can we find ourselves in the end zone? But their defense trying to stop the Knights from scoring. Can they? No, they can't. End zone, Knights, touchdown, Ripon Christian.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a quick answer by Ripon Christian. 3:15 left to go. Good job of scoring, but I think you give Summerville too much time left on the clock here to come back and answer. You see the replay. Again, Suet this time just on the edge, one-on-one, and able to go over the top of the defender for Summerville and into the end zone. Van Hofken going to kick the extra point. Last year he was 34 of 36 from PAT. He's already 1 of 1 so far this season.
Hofwagen will get it to go. It's 14-7. Can the Bears answer before the half? You'll find out next.
To real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you. The Sonora Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever.
Another Deo Espresso and Smoothies kickoff here on NorCal Sports TV. The Ripon Christian Knights score for the second time, up 14-7 over the Summerville Bears. He's Jeremy Hurtado. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores. Thanks for joining us on NorCal Sports TV. We're just a couple hundred away from 20,000 subscribers. If you are the 20,000 subscriber, imaginary kangaroo is yours.
Man, I want an imaginary kangaroo. I think I'm going to unsubscribe just so I can resubscribe.
Here's Lopez bringing it down on the kick return. The first flag flies in at the 40 as a nice return from Lopez. We saw them last year, the Lopez brothers, able to do a lot of damage on kick returns.
Yeah, and I think this is going to go back against Summerville. Aiden Ripley was in a pushing contest with what looked like it was Patrick Corey, and they were kind of going at it back and forth, and we'll see which side the official decide to give on the play. But if you're Summerville, regardless, what you got to do is you got to score and not let any time come left on the clock, because Ripon Christian gets the ball to start the second half too. And it is going to be against Summerville, so it's going to push the ball back inside the 30-yard line.
Summerville last year scored a touchdown with 3 minutes 54 seconds in time of possession, 5 minutes 15 seconds, and with 2 minutes 44 seconds. But with 3 minutes, and you're not going to get the ball back until after Ripon Christian has the first possession in the second half. You need to make some big plays, but you don't want to give too much of your offense here so early in the game still.
Yeah, I mean, what you don't want to do is have a quick possession here and let them score again and then get the chance to double up either. So we'll see here what Summerville does on offense. Big possession here early in the season.
Leveros takes the snap. Here's the pitch out to Lopez. Has 2 blockers in front. One of them's his brother, Orlando, taken down from behind. But he gets to the 35 for a first down, which will move the chains and stop the clock. But there is flag number 2.
Yeah, and I believe that one's going to be an Orlando Lopez this time. He was in a fight on the sideline with Ripon Christian players and staff. And then the official looked over there and threw the flag. We'll see here if we can catch it on the replay.
And I just called my parents driving down here from Tuolumne, and they said, are we going to have any issues from the Lopez brothers? And I said, hopefully not. Well, if my parents are still watching, which I think they are, Here you go.
Yep. And it's one of those things, unfortunately, right? I mean, we were both around Summerville a lot last year. Me, as obviously as a coach watching it and breaking down film, but you saw it, and it was something that was continuously, hey, 1 or 2 times a game you're going to get a penalty from somebody on Summerville. We won't say individuals, because there was a couple of them, that you knew that were going to be 15-yard penalties every game, and you just one of those things, hey, as a coach, sometimes you are okay with that, and sometimes you're like, hey, we got to stop making just mistakes that are killing us. This one hurts. I mean, they had a nice run. Instead of a 2nd and short, now it's 2nd and 13.
One thing that nearly lost the game for Summerville last year was the penalties. They had 12 against themselves, and Ripon Christian only had 3. But here is a huge stop for Ripon Christian. It's going to be a long play for Summerville as they try to keep the ball away from Ripon Christian.
Yeah, and Chase Burnell comes up and makes a play. And what it does, too, like this is a great example, right? You get that penalty, you push, you erase your big play, and now you give that team on the defense a little bit of shot of, okay, hey, we got him. It's 2nd and long. We can make a play. All of a sudden, now we got a chance to get the ball back with 2 minutes-ish left to go in the quarter, and Ripon Christian can throw the football around. So they're like, hey, give us 2 minutes and 2 timeouts and let us go to work.
3rd and a plane ride for Summerville as Leveros is in the gun. Receivers deep down the left side. Leveros brings in the snap. Quick play over the middle. Luke Larson. He finds a hole. He trips over, stays on his feet, churning his legs. Jeremy Hurtado saying he's down early because he put his hand on the ground. You can't do that in high school ball, but the officials didn't see it. Still game 1 of the season, so they're going to miss a couple of those early calls.
Yeah, and it's a great job by him. Hey, you put that hand on the ground with the ball. That's the one you can't. The ball hit the ground. He bounced up, got 5 more yards. So let's see. Didn't catch it on that angle, but hey, officials didn't call it. It didn't happen, just like we talked about earlier with the face mask, right? Now Summerville's in business. You got 2 minutes left. You have all 3 timeouts at your disposal. You can go down here and try and put points on the board, and you got the weapon. The weapon of the league in probably Northern California, Bryson Benitez. You get down the ball down to the 30-yard line, you can realistically trot him out there for a chance to kick a field goal.
1st and 10 for Summerville from the 34-yard line. Has a man in motion. Bryce Leveros will take it himself, slipping through. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Yep, and Summerville's going to call a timeout here, first one. So 1:29, plenty of time left. And again, this is something you practice. Hey, you get the ball, 30-yard line, 2 minutes left, a couple timeouts. You work this usually on a Thursday. You're going to go through this kind of scenario, so it's great as coaching staff to get a chance to run this in the first game of the season. You get to see. Now, another thing to think about, too, is conditioning. Right, this is game 1. It's 90 degrees still here. I'm going to check my phone to make sure I'm accurate. It was a minute ago when I looked. 89, excuse me. We've cooled off. It's been a trend here. 89 degrees here at 8:36. It's still really, really warm when you're on the field and you've been out there for 2 quarters of play, your first game of the season. So you're going to get guys that are cramping up. They get tired. They make mental mistakes in this situation. And then so you're trying to find out who's going to be the guy to make a big play for us. If you're Summerville, if you're Ripon Christian, who's the guy that's going to make the big play and make the stop on defense if you're Ripon Christian. Again, first game of the season, this is things coaches love to see. And you get to watch it on film, and you can go back and show them next week or tomorrow, depending on your philosophy on when you should watch film, how things you can break down and fix.
Minute 30 to go in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 6 as Leveros takes the snap. To the air he goes. Pass is deflected as he looked towards Luke Larson.
And it was almost pick 6 time there by Aaron Von Halfwegen. He had it in his hands. He was playing that defensive ends, drops back right there. You see it in the film. Dropped back in the throwing lane, and if he picks that off, he's gone to the house. There ain't nobody in black and white that's in the screen that's going to catch him. Fortunately for Summerville, he's unable to come up with it, but now it's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 6. I look for something safe here, maybe some kind of screen, wide receiver screen, running back screen, draw, something like that, just to try and get something to pop if you're Summerville.
Larson inside to the left. At the bottom, it's Richie Hanley. The snap, looking. Hanley goes deep. Splitting out to the left side is Orlando Lopez. He gets the first down into Ripon Christian territory. Lowers the shoulder, stops the clock, and now the Bears with a minute 13 have plenty of options to look to score.
Absolutely. Swing screen, love it. You clear out with the receivers. You run the back out the backfield. The linebacker can't get over the top and cover. He tries to jump up because he doesn't stay with his responsibility. Back goes back down the sideline, and it's a big pickup for Summerville. Luke Larson doing a good job of getting out there and blocking for Summerville as well. Good to see him back in the game. A moment ago, he was running up and down the sideline trying to see if something was banged up. But luckily for Summerville, he's back in the slot position on the right-hand side.
Minutes turns to seconds for the Summerville offense. 50 seconds to go. Larson will go to the air for the second time straight, but he does release it, and it's outside of Richie Hanley. It'll stop the clock for 2nd and 10 at 46 seconds.
Yeah, good job by Bryson there, though. Bryce. He saw there was pressure, slid up underneath it, and normally he looks to run. Instead, that time he stayed, looked, found a receiver, tried to make a play, threw it behind his receiver. But it's a good job of seeing the progression in his head is, hey, nope, right now is not the time to take off running because of the time. 46 seconds, 2 timeouts. I don't want to waste picking up 3 yards but losing 30 seconds, right? So you look at it, you're like, okay, I'm going to try and force this in, throw it where my guy can get it or nobody can get it. He did a good job at doing that, and now he lives to fight another day.
2nd and 10 for Summerville's offense. Larson, Hanley, and Lee go to the top in that order from inside to out. Leveros. The snap, the carry right behind Orlando Lopez. He breaks free.
He goes.
Going for 41 yards. Can he catch the corner?
He's in.
He is in for the touchdown. 41-yard run for senior quarterback Bryce Leveros. Touchdown, Summerville.
Absolutely, and that's that thing, right? You go 3-0 or 3-1 attached, and now if you look at it, right, you got everybody's looking at the top of the screen. You got the 3 receivers, and then he just runs that quarterback power right back to the tight end side. Good job of making one guy miss, and there's no one left, outrunning everybody else to the end zone.
They leave only 38 seconds for the Ripon Christian Knights, but first we'll get the Bryson Benitez extra point attempt. The specialist, 1 of 1 on the season.
Yeah, automatic.
And he will go 2 for 2. Here's a look at Grocery Outlet and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health and beauty supply. We also have shelf stocked with natural, organic, and specialty items that could make your head spin. Not to mention big brands with even bigger savings. It'll make you go bananas. Our annual food drive provides thousands of dollars for our Sonora community. Locally owned and operated by David and Jess Greenblatt.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
On the extra point attempt, Bryson Benitez got ran into by one of the players trying to block the kick. And so with that...
There you go. That kid. Good job. Way to fall down. Little kicker, acting session. Love it.
With that, it's a 5-yard penalty enforced on the kickoff, so Benitez will kick from the 45, and he is nationally ranked in kickoff yards. He's number 13 in the nation, and most of the time he just kicks it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, most of the time, but they like the onside kick here too, and I just do not like the way that Ripon Christian sets up. They got 4 guys across the front and 1 guy back 5 yards. It just asks for the onside middle, just asking for it here. They do it at the JV level. We saw it during the JV game too, but it's one of those things where you're just asking for an onside kick right up there, and we'll see if Summerville decides to kick it deep or they go for some kind of squib kick.
Deo Espresso and Smoothies kickoff. Benitez puts it to the 5. Here is the return, looking to go right. 1 block is made, past the 20, past the 25, staying on his feet. No, Bears can grab his hand. Here he goes into Bear territory. Can they catch him? Kyle Hamilton, one of the last lines of defense. Benitez trying to get there as well. Caddy taken down to the 10.
Inside.
18 seconds taken off the clock.
At the 5-yard line. But do we have a flag back there?
There is a penalty marker all the way back at the 25 on the opposite side of the field. This one may be coming back.
Yeah, I think it is, because I saw a Summerville player, Aiden Ripley, saying, hey, something happened to me. We're coming back here, so probably a block in the back, I would assume, something like that. A hold. Okay, same thing. So that little excitement, but nothing. Again, it's something to fix on film, right? You see it, you can fix it on film. If you're Ripon Christian, you can look at it and go, oh, what could have been there? A great chance to get points right before halftime. And if Summerville, hey, you dodged the bullet, that was a big one because 5-yard line, 19 seconds with 2 timeouts, it looks like, on the board. That would have been a big situation for Ripon Christian.
Tamling is the first one out on the field. Usually you have the quarterback on the sideline. Everyone meets him out there. But Tamling looks like he's ready to throw a dart somewhere down the field. We'll see if he can hit that triple 20.
I mean, hey, you just got to – if you've had a couple plays here where you've gotten big chunk plays through the air, I don't know, though. You're inside your own 20. I might just take a knee here and go to locker room tied 14-14 because you get the ball to start the second half.
His longest pass against Summerville in 2024 was a 59-yarder. It looks like they want to go back to the locker room tied. Summerville is happy with it as it's 14-14 in the final seconds tick off the clock. We still have 24 minutes of game time to play. You're watching Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV.
Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Haul, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
Hello, Bears fans. The Bears Quarterback Club is excited to help bring you Bears football live streamed into your home or your device. Enjoy all the Bears football action on this TV quality broadcast. This is our way of saying thank you to the Bears community for all the support through the years. On behalf of the Bears Quarterback Club, thank you for watching and supporting Bears football. Enjoy the game.
Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax.
Sometimes I memorize them, sometimes I just write down on paper. Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Hall, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
Hello, Bears fans. The Bears Quarterback Club is excited to help bring you Bears football live streamed into your home or your device. Enjoy all the Bears football action on this TV quality broadcast. This is our way of saying thank you to the Bears community for all the support through the years. On behalf of the Bears Quarterback Club, thank you for watching and supporting Bears football. Enjoy the game.
Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, social security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health and beauty supply. We also have shelf stock with natural, organic, and specialty items that could make your head spin. Not to mention big brands with even bigger savings. It'll make you go bananas. Our annual food drive provides thousands of dollars for our Sonora community. Locally owned and operated by David and Jess Greenblatt.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
When it comes to real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you. You ever needed a specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup? One that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment? Leslie Heavy Hall, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhall.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Hall for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209 or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
We are more than your one-stop shop for snacks and drinks. Our 3 locations, Outpost Soulsbyville, Sugar Pine Outpost, and the Cold Springs Outpost, is gas, lunch, dinner, even seasonings and more. Voted Best Burger of Tuolumne County in 2024. If you're going to Pinecrest, Dodge Ridge, or taking a scenic drive up Highway 108, the Cold Springs Outpost and Deli is open 7 days a week. At the Outpost, we appreciate the community that supports us and allows us in turn to support the community. At the Outpost, when you walk through the door, you're family. The Sonora Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever.
At Deo, our purpose is to provide you with the best quality drink available and the fastest service. Now with 10 little yellow drive-through coffee shops in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Voted Best Cup of Coffee 16 years in a row. Check out our menu and locations at deoespresso.com.
Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Hall, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
Hello, Bears fans. The Bears Quarterback Club is excited to help bring you Bears football live streamed into your home or your device. Enjoy all the Bears football action on this TV quality broadcast. This is our way of saying thank you to the Bears community for all the support through the years. On behalf of the Bears Quarterback Club, thank you for watching and supporting Bears football. Enjoy the game.
Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health and beauty supply. We also have shelf stock with natural, organic, and specialty items that could make your head spin. Not to mention big brands with even bigger savings. It'll make you go bananas. Our annual food drive provides thousands of dollars for our Sonora community. Locally owned and operated by David and Jess Greenblatt.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
When it comes to real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you. You ever needed a specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup? One that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment? Leslie Heavy Hall, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhall.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Hall for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance.
Whether you're taking Highway 49, Highway 99, coming from anywhere in the 209, or much, much further, take a drive up Highway 108 to the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp. It's a 5-day overnight summer basketball camp in the Sierra foothills of Sonora. The NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp, where we keep it 100.
We are more than your one-stop shop for snacks and drinks. Our 3 locations, Outpost Soulsbyville, Sugar Pine Outpost, and the Cold Springs Outpost, is gas, lunch, dinner, even seasonings and more. Voted Best Burger of Tuolumne County in 2024. If you're going to Pinecrest, Dodge Ridge, or taking a scenic drive up Highway 108, the Cold Springs Outpost and Deli is open 7 days a week. At the Outpost, we appreciate the community that supports us and allows us in turn to support the community. At the Outpost, when you walk through the door, you're family. The Sonora Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever.
At Deo, our purpose is to provide you with the best quality drink available and the fastest service. Now with 10 little yellow drive-through coffee shops in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Voted Best Cup of Coffee 16 years in a row. Check out our menu and locations at deoespresso.com.
24 minutes down, 24 minutes to go. It's Summerville Bears football from the Central Valley facing off against the Ripon Christian Knights. It's the second year in a row that these two teams have battled in the first game of the season. Last year, 24-21 was the result, a 3-point win for the reigning D6A state champion Summerville Bears. This year, 14-14 at halftime in this next 24 minutes is going to be huge. A couple days ago, I was at Summerville High School watching my cousins play volleyball, and I was talking to one of the former coaches for Summerville. He said, by the start of the fourth quarter, Summerville's going to be up by 28 points, and I'm going to go leave so I can see the rest of Sonora Oakdale. But we're tied at 14, and that means Summerville could score 28 points, and we'll see the coach walk off the field and go watch Sonora Oakdale. But Jeremy, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's kind of what we expected, right? Both teams come out and did what they do, and then we kind of got basically what we thought we were going to get in the first half of play. You had Levros running the football for Summerville, able to make a couple solid passes on that wide receiver screen and then the screen across the middle of the field to Luke Larson. Big plays and kept drives alive and got things going. On the flip side, Ripon Christian hand the ball off to number 5 when you're inside the 5-yard line. Sanders, check, mark. Okay, got that taken care of. And then Amos Cady is a dude. We knew that coming in, and guess what? Yeah, he's still a dude, right? I mean, he had the huge catch down the sideline that set up the next touchdown by number 21, Stewart. And then he had that huge, long kickoff return that, fortunately for Summerville, got called back right before the end of the first half. So, like I said, I think it's kind of been as we kind of drew it up and saw it playing out now. This is the big thing with week 1 is that adjustments, right? You've never went in and made an adjustment, came out. Now you've done that at halftime, and you've had to make changes. You've seen what another team's going to do. You've seen how they are going to defend things. Now how can you make adjustments and change that? Summerville, you got to stop the 3-by-0 or 3-by-1 set, drag across the middle of the field. That's hurt you 3 or 4 times so far. I guarantee you the defensive coaching staff from Summerville has drawn up something to kind of to combat that, you know. And if you're Ripon Christian, you got to know where number 3 is on the field at all times on offense, right? He's the straw that stirs the drink if you're Summerville, playing against Summerville. You got to know where he is and make sure the ball's not in his hands ever. And if it is, you got to try and bring everybody to try and tackle him because he'll slither around and get out of there and make a play.
So I was talking about the former coach. He said 28 points is what's going to be the difference heading into the fourth quarter. We look at what happened last year. Summerville won by 3 against the same Ripon Christian team, nearly the exact same, just a few graduate students, most of them returning. Now, Summerville keeping it tied 14-14, it's close. Is this the same high-caliber team that we saw last year that can potentially make the same run in playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's going to be yet to be seen, right? I mean, you have the quarterback, you have some of these players coming back, but how are they going to teach the younger kids that were there for the playoff run last year but maybe not necessarily involved? How are you going to get them involved this year and have them help you make plays when you need them? And you can't do it all on your own if you're Bryce Levros. You have to look for other guys to help you out and make plays. So far, Larson's done that. Number 2, Orlando Lopez made the great play out of the backfield with the catch and run up the sideline. Those are things you need if you're Summerville. That balanced offense. You can't just run the ball every time.
They were 14-1 last year, including playoffs, 5-1 in league as Benitez goes right up the middle. Ball is slightly loose, and flying over the top is Luke Larson. He's going to go 100% no matter what happens. But the Ripon Christian Knights, as they allowed Summerville to score right before the half, it's tied. Will get good field position, second best of the night for them as they start at the 45.
Yeah, and that's the middle onside kick that I was talking about with about a minute left to go here in the first half. Summerville comes out and tries it out of that bunch formation. Kicked a little too hard, didn't get that to pop up and stay right about the 50-yard line. Instead, I went back to that lineman that was there, number 55, Gillian, who was able to cover it. Now 3-by-0 set again.
Tamling, quick pass right side. There's a couple of eyes on him. Ball is loose. Whistles blow. They're going to say it was an incomplete pass.
Somerville wants it in their possession. Oh, and the white hat disagrees and points in favor of the Bears.
Oh, wow. So it looked like it was a double pass. The officials are going to talk about this because it was a throw out to the side, and then 4 was going to look to throw it again, and he catches it there. He's behind the line of scrimmage. He goes to throw it, and I don't know. It's close. I think they're going to give it to Somerville. We'll see here. They've had a discussion. And I think they're going to say, I don't know. It looked like it was a forward pass originally to me. So it can't be a forward pass and another forward pass. So it should, I mean, if it's either illegal forward pass and it's incomplete, or it's a fumble and a recovery by Summerville. Now the officials are still standing around talking about it. He got both offenses on the field, I think. And don't know.
The chains have been moved to favor Somerville at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen here. We'll see. The white hat talked to Somerville.
Looks like some change of personnel on the Somerville side as the white hat moves back into the conversation.
Looks like the chains are going to move again, too, so I think it's going to be incomplete, but we'll see. Replaying the down. Oh, okay. So we're just going to straight up say, oops, my bad, we're going to try it again? Is that what we're doing? It's either an illegal forward pass because it was 2 forward passes, or it's an incomplete pass. I mean, I don't know, or a fumble, I guess, could be, but I don't know. We'll see. The ball's marked back at the 42-yard line, though, so how do you lose 3 yards yet? I don't know. It's week 1 for everybody. And now the chains are moving again. No idea what's going on. Still, the officials are looking. The ball spot at the 42-yard line. The chains are at the 35-yard line. Everybody's confused.
So during the halftime break, while we have a moment, the Ripon Christian, they allowed every single child in the stadium to run across the field in the county. And it looked like it was an Easter egg hunt where somebody forgot to put the eggs out. There was probably 200-300 children out here running around.
Okay, so now we got the ball at the 45-yard line. The chains say second down. It is still first down. Yeah, it's literally going to be an oops. We're going to redo that because we don't know what happened. All right, cool.
11 minutes, 52 seconds. Katie in motion. Here's Tamling scanning over the middle. Has him open. Slips through the hand. Rogers lays him out. Incomplete.
Yeah, and that was just, again, another seam right up the middle of the field. Third receiver on the bunch side. Took off up the middle of the field. Safety vacates, and nobody is there to cover him. Luckily for Summerville, it's overthrown because that could have been another bad situation for the Bears.
Larson talking to the back official, getting some knowledge before this next second down play for the second time. 11 minutes, 47 seconds. The clock stopped due to the incompletion. Caddy from bottom to top, spins right back around. Tamling flings it out. Here's Stewart looking for a hole. Owen Herrera in on the tackle after the 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and a good job there by the offense. That's the toss right. Everybody's out there. A wall of humanity, and then he just cuts back against the grain, picks up 5, picks up third down and 5. Probably 2-down territory if you're Ripon Christian, if you get something positive here. So you got 2 chances to pick up 5 yards. Whoa, got attacked by a bug. That's, came from somewhere. I blame Mason, our camera guy. He probably said it after me, knowing him.
He had no comment.
No, he doesn't even know I was talking about him. Yep.
3rd and 5 for the Knights. Tamling sets back with a one-step drop back, throwing again to the open man, sandwiched in between defenders. First down, he's slow to get up.
Yeah, and that's Larson that comes and lays the boom again as he gets up and gets excited, and the receiver stays down. But again, that's that seam route that Ripon Christian's been running. Running right up the seam. I believe that's number 8. Aaron Van. As we see the replay, I believe it's number 8 again. And Larson lowers the boom right to the ribs.
And while they check on him, we will check on our NorCal Sports TV sponsors. Stay tuned.
Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Haul, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
Thank you to all of our wonderful NorCal Sports TV sponsors. They do a great job of bringing in the money, not only for us to be here, but for so much else to happen for this Summerville team, including taking them not only to the section, but also the state championship, raising the money so that they can live up to their high school football dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice counterplay there by Bradshaw Christian. Not Bradshaw. I was just looking at the Bradshaw Christian score. Sorry. Ripon Christian picks up 6. Talking about Bradshaw Christian, that other game, Calaveras is down 21-20 to Bradshaw Christian at the end of the third quarter. So it would probably be the game of the week if it wasn't for that Sonora Oakdale game, which was 10-7 last time we saw. But still, Bradshaw Christian, Calaveras going at it up there in San Andreas to open up the season.
2nd and 5, Tamling gives it to the man cutting down from the top, and he's brought down in the backfield with an easy tackle of Malachi Lopez. But Bradshaw Christian is a great game for Calaveras to start the season. They're labeled number 2 in D6, right behind the state champions, the Wildcats. I'm not going to say the name because there's some coaches in here, and they're going to get mad.
That other team that's in the county.
Yes. But Bradshaw Christian is number 2, right behind Sonora, and Bradshaw Christian lost to the Sac Joaquin section in the Sac Joaquin section championship against Sonora as well. So Calaveras putting up that kind of numbers, hanging in there into the third quarter. It's going to make us look at that late week matchup against Calaveras when they come to Summerville on October 3rd. Here's another option. Tamling to the corner. Caught. Did he get a foot in? No, he did not. Incomplete in the end zone. The Bears get saved by the foot sliding into the white.
Wow, and again, I don't know. The officials are going to go over there and talk about it and look at it in the corner, and I can't see it because it's in the corner. We can't see it because the camera is in the corner. Mason doing a good job there of trying to find us an angle, but yeah, you can't really tell. So the officials are going to talk about it, and so far when they've talked about it, it didn't go well for Summerville, and it doesn't again. They call it a touchdown. So far, Summerville's 0 for 2 in the official discussions.
I think that's one of those, you see the play live. Of course, we didn't have the replay, but he brought the ball in. You want to say that was great effort. You made the catch. We can't really tell, but because you made the effort, we're going to give it to you. But that initial call being incomplete, you don't want to turn away from that, because if they went in there and said, I'm not really sure, but he brought the ball in, you have to go with the initial call on the field. So
yeah, and that's the thing. They called it incomplete to start with. So if you're Summerville, you're saying, how did it go from incomplete pass to a touchdown? And again, twice on this drive, you've kind of got questionable things happen.
So a 2014 score as Ripon Christian will look for the extra point attempt, and that one nearly goes onto the Ripon football field. It's 21-14 here in the Central Valley. The Summerville Bears look to answer after the Knights score in the third.
To real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you.
Hello, Bears fans. The Bears Quarterback Club is excited to help bring you Bears football live streamed into your home or your device. Enjoy all the Bears football action on this TV quality broadcast. This is our way of saying thank you to the Bears community for all the support through the years. On behalf of the Bears Quarterback Club, thank you for watching and supporting Bears football. Enjoy the game.
Bears football is on NorCal Sports TV. The Ripon Christian Knights lead by 7 after they score on their first possession in the second half. Here's the Summerville switcheroo. Lopez keeps it on the right side. He fakes one man out. That gives him some room to run. Here's a blocker on the right sideline, staying on his feet. Nearly tackled down from behind. He's still going. Lopez. Orlando Lopez will go all the way. Touchdown, Summerville. Talk about an answer. The phone rang and Orlando Lopez says, "We are here."
Special teams makes big plays in week one. We've talked about that before in broadcasts, and that was a big one. I mean, you kind of almost saw it coming. It's perfect kick for Summerville. You squib kick it up the sideline. You get it exactly what you want coming back to your sideline, and then you fake the handoff on the reverse, bring it back to your sideline. Everybody goes with the guy in the reverse. And you go down the sideline, and then Lopez makes a couple of guys miss. Did a good job of staying on his feet and putting the energy right back in the white and black over there, Summerville.
Here's Benitez for the extra point, looking to tie it at 21-21. Just seconds after the Knights were able to go on top. Benitez will put it through the uprights. We're tied in the third. It's Bears football on NorCal Sports TV.
Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever. You ever needed a specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup? One that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment? Leslie Heavy Haul, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhaul.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Haul for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance.
Orlando Lopez does it again. A kick return to the house to keep it tied 21-21, just 18 seconds before the Knights were able to take that third quarter lead. Here's the Bears special teams again for the Deo Espresso and Smoothies kickoff. Bryson Benitez looks to launch deep or maybe another squib kick. The Knights just did that.
I would keep it out of Four's hand. That's all I'm saying.
Kicks it down. Right to Amos Caddy, number 4. Let's see what he can do. No, my apologies. That's Stewart. Stewart uses Caddy as a blocker. Herrera forces him out of bounds, and a late hit. There's the penalty marker from Aiden Ripley, the junior.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Hey, juniors make mistakes, especially early in the season. And there's a lot of talking going on in this game. I mean, these two teams haven't played each other a lot. They played each other last year, first time in a while. And there's been a lot of hooting and hollering towards the other sidelines. That one there, I mean, he grabbed him when he was on the sideline and then slams him down, then pushes him down. I think that's what actually got the flag. I don't think the tackle did initially. I think it was the extra push that might have gotten the penalty called. Regardless, it's going to set up Ripon Christian inside Summerville territory, inside Summerville territory. And that's not what you want. You just made a big play in special teams. You got your momentum back after giving up a big touchdown. And I'd look for Ripon Christian to take a shot deep here if it's Coach Graham. Maybe down the seam. We'll see what they come out with here.
Starting at the Summerville 48. Tamling will be in the gun with backs to both of his sides. Caddy from bottom to top. Here's the handoff to Sanders.
Punch the peanut!
Little cross buck out of that 2-back set. Not a bad choice there to start. Get yourself 3 yards, maybe 2.5. Regardless, positive yards for Ripon Christian. All tied up 21-21. Levi, so far, this has been a great first week game. I mean, both teams going at it. Special teams making plays. You know what we haven't seen yet? A big defensive play.
That's true. The defensive plays have been few and far in between for big stops and forcing turnovers. There was a couple of things that happened that didn't pan out into what we thought should. But even with that, you are correct. The defense hasn't really shown up.
We haven't seen that pick yet, that big pick that's to try to change momentum. We've seen the near fumble when Larson went down the sideline where he was able to get back on it. We've had 2 defensive stops, 4th and short. But you haven't seen that big interception or sack strip fumble type of play.
Tamling will give it to Sanders. Getting just enough. This is going to be close. The official on the far side is going to point in favor of Ripon Christian to move the chains. Another first down. And it looked like it was slightly short.
It was close. I don't know. Again, I think that could have went either way, but I think it's because they got to the 38-yard line. The ball's touching the 38-yard line. They started at the 48, so it's okay, first down.
1st and 10, marching upfield. Tamling under center. Split backs, 2 to the bottom. Caddy's on the inside slot. Caddy will move.
Return motion.
Double back. Flick out Sanders. There's men in the backfield. Trips on his own, but Kyle Hamilton will get credit for a tackle.
Got TFL for Kyle Hamilton. And again, that was one of the easier ones you're going to get because Sanders kind of tripped over his own feet. But, hey, at the end of the day, they all rack up the same on the stat sheet. So, loss of 5. Good job there by Summerville defense. Now got to capitalize on this 2nd and long.
So the Ripon Christian Knights are in the D6 rankings. They're 4th behind Sonora, Bradshaw Christian, and Woodland Christian, while Summerville is number 1 in the D7 rankings, in which you say Ripon Christian is ranked currently at number 4, Summerville at 1 in a lower division. This is going to do well for Summerville moving on, especially when it gets into playoffs. Tamling will pitch it left side. That's a forward pass. Caddy will take a hit.
Larson again. Larson's just one of those, like I said, he's going to bring 150% every time. Sometimes that ends up costing him because he gets a little high on the head and then gets a penalty. Other times it just makes big plays like he did earlier. And at that time, after a gain of 10, brings down the receiver. 3rd and 3, as you see here. Larson just comes flying in and wraps up Caddy after a big gain of 10.
Under 6 to play in the 3rd quarter. Still tied at 21. The Knights, one of their longest drives of the game so far, continuing to inch forward just in what they need. It's 3rd and 4, and some whistles will blow as we get a timeout. We have 5 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Ripon Christian nearing the red zone.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health and beauty supply. We also have shelf stock with natural, organic, and specialty items that could make your head spin. Not to mention big brands with even bigger savings. It'll make you go bananas. Our annual food drive provides thousands of dollars for our Sonora community. Locally owned and operated by David and Jess Greenblatt.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
We are more than your one-stop shop for snacks and drinks. Our 3 locations, Outpost Soulsbyville, Sugar Pine Outpost, and the Cold Springs Outpost, is gas, lunch, dinner, even seasonings and more. Voted Best Burger of Tuolumne County in 2024. If you're going to Pinecrest, Dodge Ridge, or taking a scenic drive up Highway 108, the Cold Springs Outpost in Delhi is open 7 days a week. At the Outpost, we appreciate the community that supports.
3rd and short for Ripon Christian. Tamling looking right as a wide open man. That's Caddy. The shoestring tackle. Caddy goes down, but not after the first.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a little quick out from the outside receiver. Easy completion catch, first down for Ripon Christian inside the 25-yard line, about the 24. And now Levros comes off limping.
Down to the 24-yard line. Ripon Christian had one drive in the prior matchup that lasted 17 plays. They were able to score a touchdown, and that was the last score of the game as Summerville just held it for 6 minutes. They were up by 3. Sanders will continue to bulldoze. Couple of yards, 6-7-yard gain.
Yeah, great cutback there by Sanders, just able to read the wave and cut back to his left, find a hole, get up positive yards, gain of 7 on the play, brings up a second. And, well, okay, we're going to call it 6, gain of 6 rather, pick a second of 4.
Tamling on second and short, a good time to pass. He'll go back to Sanders though. Gets it again, another first for the Knights.
And Sanders just going to work right now. For Ripon Christian, picks up the first down, just pounding the ball. Another Bear comes out limping. That's Evan Roberson going to the sideline, banged up. So not good here. Summerville kind of getting banged up by this Ripon Christian offense. And Ripon Christian prides itself this year on their offensive line being together, being big boys, working together, and they're using that offensive line right now.
Sanders and Stewart are in the backfield. Tamling will bring over Caddy right to left. Get it to Stewart, going left to right option. And that doesn't really do much for him. Just a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. We have an update from Oakdale, one of the longest football rivalries in the state of California. Sonora, Oakdale. Jeremy, 10-point game.
Yeah, Cats are up late in the 4, 17-7. Looking to put it away up down there in the corral. I know some interested people up the hill going to have a good time with that tonight if that holds.
Tamling will be in the gun to start this play. Looking end zone to the corner, incomplete. Way overthrown his main man, Amos Caddy.
Yeah, and that time they tried that same little route they had last touchdown. That time 2 defenders out there coverage for Summerville. Better job of paying attention to where Caddy is. 3rd and 9. Huge play here. I think it's probably still 2-down territory, even though their kicker, Van Hofwagen, was 3 of 5 last year from field goals. I think if you're Ripon Christian, you got to try and score a touchdown this drive.
They averaged 24 points per game on their home field last year, and a field goal will hit that average. Tamling, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Ripon Christian back in the end zone as he comes up limping. That's Daniel Lambden, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, Lambden last year, 3 catches for 30 yards against Summerville. This is his first one tonight, but a big one as he comes up. I think he might have rolled his ankle, but he'll take it. Hey, a touchdown's worth a little extra pain and little tape on the ankle. Making it 27-21 Ripon Christian. And again, that was a rollout to his right. He stopped and threw back across his body. He just asking for trouble there if you're the quarterback. That time he got away with it.
Lambden had 3 receptions for 30 yards in last year's meeting. This time he earns a touchdown as the extra point will go up and be good. 28-21 is the score. Summerville needs another answer. We have 15.5 minutes to play.
Needed a specialized trucking company for environmental cleanup, one that provides reliable, cost-effective transportation of aggregate materials and bulk construction equipment? Leslie Heavy Haul, who've been in business since 1978, are your people. Use their specialized equipment and personnel today by calling 209-840-1827 or check them out online, leslieheavyhaul.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram too. It's Leslie Heavy Haul for all your trucking needs, locally and long distance. Benton Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, Social Security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
Still in the third quarter, you're watching Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV. Ripon Christian takes the lead yet again, scoring 28 points. We have 15 and a half minutes to go. Summerville, their last possession wasn't even a possession. It was a kickoff return from Lopez. We'll see what they can do with this one.
Kick it in the end zone, you can't run it back. That's the easy way to take care of that problem, right? I mean, you don't got to worry about reverses or pitchy woo-woo if you just kick it in the end zone. High school, the ball crosses the goal line, you can't return it, so.
Pitchy woo-woo.
Come on.
Is that in the dictionary?
Yeah, absolutely, ESPN. Rich Eisen. Come on now.
3 minutes, 12 seconds, 28-21. What do you expect on this drive? Are we going the distance, going to see how long we can take, we just need a score? Or are we going, let's try to score fast, but we still need to be careful?
Well, there's a couple things I want to look at. On the last off defensive possession, Leveros came off hobbled. We'll see if he wants to run the football or if he's looking to just kind of get a quick throw.
He does throw, tripped up. No penalty markers.
Yeah, receiver fell down, and now he's banged up. And that's 13. That's Luke Larson. He goes off the side to the sidelines. Not sure if he cramped up or if he just kind of rolled something, stepped wrong, but he went down right there. Luckily for Summerville, that ball goes out of bounds because that thing could have been picked.
Namus Caddy was the corner on that, and that's one man that you don't really want to throw against.
Yeah, stay away from him. But, yeah, so now if you're Summerville, I think you run the ball here, try and get something safe. And I don't know if you want to run it with Leveros because, again, he was banged up earlier, so we'll see. It might be a Lopez type of a situation.
Lopez is on the left side of Leveros, and he has two options at the bottom of the screen.
Uh-oh, two guys in motion. There it is, penalty. Lopez from the left went in motion. That would be the Malachi Lopez. As well as number 18, Lee went in motion from the right. So, bad to worse. Now it's 2nd and 15.
Over the 4 meetings since 2017, Ripon Christian has outscored Summerville 117 points to 82, despite having the series split at 2 apiece. Leveros will use his legs, getting some good yardage, gaining most of it back. It'll be 3rd down and still long in the Ripon Christian football field, right beside the highway and the train tracks as well, splitting in between.
Hey, gotta love it, right? High school football, Friday night lights. A couple years ago, I was over at Waterford. We had a plane that came flying by. I remember I was like, the plane! And you're like,
there's a
I'm trying to watch the game.
Right,
you know, like, but there's a plane about to land on the field. What's going on here?
There was a 70-yard touchdown, and you were worried about the plane.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to land on the field. I'm like, dude, this is a big stretch of grass, but there's kids on it. Get away from it. So, yeah, like I said, those little intricacies of Friday Night Lights, you just got to love them.
Under 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Here's 3rd and long for the Summerville Bears. Leveros in action. He's looking. He's throwing. It's to Larson, and it's over the head, incomplete. Larson just watched it fly by just like the plane.
Yeah, right. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. That was one of my highlights of my broadcasting career. The plane. But, no, that was a difficult situation there for Summerville. Now, you got to punt the ball. You can't do much from here unless you're getting really tricky. And it's going to be Leveros, looks like, back to punt it again.
And I'd like to see Bryson Benitez out there. He'll give you the hang time that you need to get your players back there, maybe to where they can make a play if they're not going to go for the fair catch. But he just has to get the ball out faster. That was the only issue in that first punt of the game.
And both punts have almost been blocked, so that's something to watch out for, too, if you're Summerville.
They have 3 guys back there to help. This one will take a bounce, catch up. Caddy barely gets out of the way.
That was one of the low line drive kicks. Those are ones you usually try to catch and run back, but when it hits the ground, it takes a huge bounce. He was target practice out there for Lopez And look like number 8, JT Oliva, flying down there, going to light him up. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to walk away from this one and let it go.
It's definitely a business decision.
Absolutely, right?
Ripon Christian, a chance to go up by 2 possessions. We talked about not seeing the defensive play so much in this game. It's time for Larson, Herrera, and if Roberson is back out there, he is. He's on the line. One of those 3 are the ones that we look for, but anyone at this point that'll step up and make that play.
Yeah, I wouldn't count out Orlando Lopez. He's on coverage down here on Caddy, and I have a feeling he might come up big on this drive. We'll see if he can make a play.
1st and 10 from the 38. Tamling with 3 options. That's Lambden, who just caught the touchdown a couple minutes ago. Tamling in trouble. Boom! Down he goes. Braden Bustamante with a huge hit. A loss of 10-plus yards. Bustamante, the defensive tackle we were hoping for.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was one of those situations where the quarterback, Mason Tamling, rolled out to his right, was looking to buy some time, and he was going to throw it all the way back across the field, and then Bustamante said, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you're going to go down here instead and lose about 11.
Braden Bustamante, returner for the Summerville Bears, only had 2 tackles last season and starts this one off with a big sack and a loss of 10.
And that's one of those big defensive plays we've been talking about now. Let's see if Summerville can keep the momentum going here on 2nd down.
Clock continues to run. 2nd and a plane ride as Tamling, he took that beating. We'll see if he wants to stay in that pocket and look up for it again.
Look for some kind of screen here.
Tamling in trouble again. Check down. Nowhere to go. Kyle Hamilton takes down Lushan Sanders.
And that was a little slide screen again out to the right. He tried to get the running back to slide out. O-lineman releasing, going the block. Pressure there. The pass was down below his knees. He had to go down and get it. And that allowed Hamlin to come over and make the play. And now 3rd and forever. This is where you can't make a mental mistake if you're Summerville. You're tired. It's 30 seconds and counting left to go in the 3rd quarter. You haven't been in this situation in months. Okay, you got to come up here and make a big play, make the tackle.
Luke Larson, Jevin Rogers are the 2 deep for Summerville. They have 4 options. 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Tamling will get some extra blocking. Pass is made to the original line of scrimmage. Luke Larson, the pile driver, folded him like a lawn chair.
Yeah, and a good jaw stop there. Larson comes and makes the play. Picks up 12, though, so it's going to be decision time as we go to the 4th quarter. Ripon Christian up 28-21, 4th and 8 when we come back on NorCal Sports TV.
When it comes to real estate, you really want somebody who can unlock those doors and hand you the keys. Lupo is the name. Synonymous with real estate in Tuolumne County already for 30 years, the latest Lupo family member to join the real estate team at Keller Williams Agency is Leanne Lupo. A Tuolumne County native who knows how special this place is we call home, and a hard worker who cares about clients. Special talent and a Summerville High School graduate and huge Bears supporter. Have her unlock the door and hand you the keys to your dream home today. Give her a call. See what she can do to help you. The Sonora Area Foundation remains focused on its mission of strengthening its communities. It does that through 3 functions: assisting donors, awarding grants, and leading the community. The vision of the Sonora Area Foundation is that it will be the benchmark for exemplary practices in the philanthropy field. You can go to sonoraarea.org to learn more. Sonora Area Foundation, for good, forever.
Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV. We head to the 4th quarter. 28-21, the Ripon Christian Knights get the ball back, but then some huge defensive plays lead them to a 4th and 8 with Tamling stepping back into the punting position. No one is back for Summerville, and now Larson will take his way all the way back inside the 30. Let's see what Tamling can do on the special teams. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to look for options and then eventually get this off. Good kick inside the 25. Will take a bounce. Will check up and stopped right there at the 25-yard line.
Right, we talked about a defensive play. We needed something. We hadn't seen one yet. That was a good one. They had 2 back-to-back plays, pushed them back behind the sticks, gave up 12 on 3rd down, but enough to make sure that it wasn't a decision to go for it as we see the boomstick laid down by Larson once again. We talked about that all night long. And now Summerville chance to tie the game as we go into the 4th quarter.
time is of the essence here as well. There's plenty of time for Summerville to find the end zone. That's not what we're worried about here. It's when Ripon Christian gets the ball. How much time will he have? If they score, are they going to leave any time?
Yeah, and it's something that you kind of think about now, but it's one of those things where, hey, you'll take the quick score if you can get it if you're Summerville.
Penalty marker on the field.
Yeah, not the way you want to start the drive, though. Taking a look at some scores around the TVL. Hillmar up 18-0 over Grace Davis in the fourth quarter. Sonora 24, Oakdale 14 in the fourth. Escalon 21, Rodriguez from up in Sacramento 7. Ripon all over Golden Valley over here to the right, 41-13.
A mess of players looking to see who comes out of it. It's Leveros who took the run, and Evan Roberson was on the offensive end of that as well, a leading blocker there.
Oristimba up 7-0 over Gustine in the second quarter. Houston having their way with series 20-0 at halftime.
Shout out Dalton Duracet, former Central Catholic quarterback, went to MJC to play on the series coaching squad. His defense looks to be okay.
Well, I mean, and that's a tough first game for series. It's a rivalry of sort. They're close to each other, and you come out with Houston, and it's 20-0 at halftime.
Second and long, a minute into the fourth. Leveros scanning, nearly being hit, and he goes down. Lopez couldn't split him, so a sack will lead to a loss of yards and a long third down play.
Yeah, tackle there made by Samuel Bruneau, the linebacker, 6'3", 170, junior for Ripon Christian. Nobody picked him up as it looked like Lopez went to the wrong side almost, maybe. Usually try to protect their quarterback's backside and not the front side. Use the front side for the quarterback, leave him to pick it up. Instead, Samuel Bruneau gets a sack, and now it's third down and 15 for Summerville, down by a touchdown.
Herrera and Lopez are at the bottom of the screen. Leveros looking, he's in some trouble, has to get rid of it. It is intercepted, picked off. Mason Clark, the junior corner, able to split him and Owen Herrera and take the ball away.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want. Again, you roll out, you throw, and it's picked. You throw it behind your receiver, gets picked, and now Ripon Christian, all kinds of positives going here. Have the ball up by a score. You see just great catch there, and Herrera not able to come up with it. And still, hey, it's 10-16. Even if Ripon Christian scores here quickly, it's not over. There's plenty of time left for Summerville, but not what you want if you're a Bears fan here with 10+ left to go in the fourth quarter.
Only 4 interceptions last year for Bryce Leveros. There were none in this battle. But here starting off with one in a tight situation. Best field position for Ripon Christian to start all night long. Second best, they were at the 35. Tamling will have Sanders to his left. He'll look to pass on the first play in this possession. Being tracked down, Tamling gets rid of it. Jevin Rogers is the primary defender. Not fast enough to stop Caddy making the play.
Yeah, Caddy and Tamling, we talked about that. Those two have been together their whole lives, and you can see it there. Quarterback in trouble. Who does he go to? You know he's going to look for Caddy. Good job of just rolling out to his right. Got near the line of scrimmage, throws the ball, and security blanket there to make the play. Brings up a 2nd and 4.
The run game has worked for Ripon Christian most of the time, and it's surprising to see that passing play when you're so deep in the territory. You can make those running plays 3-4 yards, take that time off the clock. I mean, if I was in Ripon Christian's position, that's exactly what I would be doing. But if they look to score and go up by 2, there's still plenty of time, and Summerville does like to use those special teams plays to get the ball back in their hands.
Week 1 mistake, you got 12 guys on the field for Ripon Christian. Got to know your substitutions and know who's supposed to be in when you're in 12, when you're in 13. Instead, they have 12 guys line up, and that's a 5-yard penalty. So now Summerville gets a chance to get a little help there. It's 2nd and now 8. Taking a look around some other games in the Motherlode League, Linden's up 7-3 over DCA. Destiny Christian has Sacramento at halftime. Waterford up 18-6 over River Island.
Wow.
And then Calaveras, Bradshaw Christian, last time we heard was 21-20, Bradshaw in the third.
Those games for Summerville against Calaveras Linden will be the deciders in the Motherlode League, just like it was last year when there was the three-way tie. Here's Tamling scrambling outside. Rogers and Herrera right on his tail. Throws incomplete. No one there.
Dangerous.
And
you don't want to do that.
Inside the tackles, Jeremy, is there anything that could have been there?
Once you go outside, it's dead. You can go back inside. He rolled out to his left, and he spun around and went back. But that's one of those balls just hang in the air, and that's just asking a defender to come up and pick it. Unfortunately for Summerville, they weren't able to get there. But, again, when you watch film, the coaches' staff are going to be like, hey, throw this away. Throw it on our sideline. Throw it to your mom in the stands. Okay, we'll live to do that. Don't throw it back into the field of play. Throw that thing into the street and out in the highway. That's fine, too. But don't throw it in the middle of the field. Just let someone float it underneath and make a play.
Breaking news on Highway 99.
Yeah, football into the window.
Mason Tamling throws a football through a windshield.
Hey, over the mountain, right, Uncle Rico?
3rd and long for Mason Tamling and company. Here comes the defense, thrown down for yet another sack. Gabe Rafferty, the senior defensive lineman, makes the stop, 4th down.
Yes, your defense did exactly what they had to do if you're Summerville. You not only kept them from scoring, but you pushed them back, and now you're going to force, I would assume, a punt. But now Tamley's not feeling real good either. He just lost his lunch.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I know. I saw it the first time, then he did it again. So, yeah, he's going to come out of the play, and I don't know who the backup punter is for Ripon Christian. We'll have to take a look. I know who the backup quarterback is. At least I think I do. I think that's Chase Burnell tonight. It could have been Jackson Howell, but he's not suited up. He was a transfer from Big Valley Christian who played the quarterback position there as a backup. But we'll see. It looks like 5. Stewart's going to drop back to punt, and it's going to
too much time, right?
Yeah, delay a game.
Has to be.
Which doesn't really hurt too much for Ripon Christian. You were going to punt the ball anyway, right? It wasn't like you were going to try and go for it there. So, yeah, you burn off 30 seconds on the clock. You give up 5 yards. You should be able to kick this thing near the end zone. I mean, I don't know, again, backup punter, so we don't know. Sanders, running back, 5'11", 194. Willing to bet he probably plays some soccer.
High snap. Sanders
there it is.
Gets it off the right side of the foot and will take it out of bounds somewhere near the 20.
Yeah, good bounce. I think it went out of bounds about the 16, 17-yard line. We'll see where the official stops. About the 18, 19, maybe even the 20. But still, you give up a little bit of yards, 20 yards. You punt the ball away. And defensively for Summerville, you did your job, right? You threw the pick. It didn't hurt. Yes, it took some time off the clock, about 3 minutes. But ultimately, you didn't give up points, and that's the important part.
7 minutes, 54 seconds. Down by 7. Your offense takes the field. Ripon Christian defense knows their quarterback just went out to the side. Who knows if he's going to feel good enough to return in the next possession. So the defense, it's resting on their shoulders. Leveros will pitch it out with a couple blockers. Here is Lopez. Penalty marker goes down, and throwing out on the Ripon Christian side is Malachi Lopez.
Yeah, and I'm waiting because I've seen this before. I've seen this show once before. They run that pitch play, and all of a sudden that guy just pulls up and throws it over everybody's head, and there's a receiver running wide open. Not going to say might have seen it last year and day after Halloween, but yeah. I think the penalties against Summerville, it's a hold, so it's going to push it back. But again, I wouldn't be shocked to kind of see something like that. Usually it's not a Lopez that throws it, but you never know.
Actually, Orlando Lopez last year was 2 for 2 in passing, 70 yards.
See?
100% pass completion right there.
There you go, right? I mean, that's those things. So, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see that somewhere come out here. Maybe not here. You're a little deep in your own territory. But once you get about that 35-yard line or so, you might.
And you're right. You did see it last year.
See that
because when Summerville played Linden, there was the play that hit Matthew Hike that got him all the way down to the 1, and then Leveros punched it in.
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
Here's Leveros now. Throwing. He has a man open. It's Richie Hanley. It's underthrown. And they're going to say that is caught. Interception, and then the penalty marker comes flying in way after.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I think that's on Hanley, too. Because Hanley hit him after he was on the ground, and so that could be a huge blow for Summerville. not only do you give the ball up, but I think you're going to give 15 yards up as well, because Hanley was kind of talking and then not real excited about what happened. We'll see here the white hat coming up to give us a call. Absolutely, it's on number 4, Summerville. And unfortunately, that hand's in the way, but yeah, you could see he was kind of giving him a little extra shove there on the ground.
And I kind of understand this, at least from my point of view. The catch was made. You're down in high school football,
right,
but you also want to make sure they're down. So he just hopped on top. It didn't look like anything bad. And
yeah,
when he got up and the opponent pushed him, he goes, I was just making sure he was down. But that's the difference.
We don't know what he said either, though. It could have been something.
True.
You know, I mean, we're up here. It could have been something that he said that the official said, all right. I mean, that's one of those things that you just never know. Unfortunately, Hamlin, gets called there. And now, again, Summerville's in the same situation they were about 45 seconds ago.
I like the play option, just severely underthrown. And Tamling will return for the Ripon Christian offense as we dip under 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Tamling will stick to the run game as they give it over to Sanders.
And if you're Summerville now, you're ripping at the ball. You're trying to punch the peanut, whatever you call it, and pull the chainsaw. I mean, there's all these defensive drills that weird defensive coaches do. They try and get you to strip the football out. I mean, the first guy's wrapping. Everybody else is going after the ball, trying to pull it out, trying to get it. You can see right there, Summerville just trying to rip at it, tear at it, trying to do anything they can to create that all-important turnover here as we go under 7.
Tamling just setting the play.
Yeah, absolutely. You're in 4-minute offense mode. You're taking your time.
Another run. Stewart hit by Roberson immediately. Not much there. He'll stay put. 3rd down and long.
Yep. And again, now you're going to go just when you snap the ball, it's probably going to be about 10 left to go in the 4th quarter. You're going to take your time as we had a timeout injury on the field. We'll take it with them here. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV's Grocery Outlet.
Located in downtown Sonora, Grocery Outlet is more than just a grocery store with fresh produce, fresh meat, including organic, but we have a huge selection of vitamins, health, and beauty supply. We also have shelf stock with natural, organic, and specialty items.
Quick injury timeout.
Clock continues to run under 6.5 minutes. Tamling stays on the field with his offense. He'll go back to the air game, trying to escape. Bustamonte's not there. Tries to push him out of bounds. He's nearing the 10. He does have enough. 1st down.
Yeah, and that time they went play action pass. Nobody there, but unfortunately for Summerville, everybody flew with the receivers, and then one guy misses, and out the back door goes quarterback Tamley, and he gets a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. I think about maybe it's not inside the 10. Maybe it's right at the 10. Regardless, it's 1st and 10 from the 11.
Tamling, the give to Sanders. He finds a big hole. 6-yard line he goes.
Yeah, and if I'm Ripon Christian, the only guy touching the ball right now is Sanders. Okay, we talked about in the first half. Give your guy the ball inside the 5-yard line. Now you're down inside the 5-yard line. I would give it to him 3 times and say, hey, go get us a 1st down if you can't get us a touchdown. Because you're 4 yards away from a 1st down at the 6-yard line. 5:45 and counting left to go here in the 4th quarter.
And there goes a penalty flag. Looks like it might be 12 men as one is trying to run off.
Ref's counting to make sure he had 12. He's like, whoops. Maybe not.
Inadvertent flag. That's going to give them a little bit more time, helping them as the clock is stopped at 5:42 currently. Tamling gives Sanders again, bounces off his own blocker, and Larson comes in again to lay him out.
Yeah, but I think he's close to a 1st down there. He's inside the 5, down to about the 3, maybe the 2. Depends on the spot. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Good job of bouncing off the guy, getting back, and then getting inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. So it's going to be 3rd. It says 3rd and 3, I guess. Okay. Well.
Looks like the first down marker is about the 2.
Right, it says
And
the
they're
ball
at the
it's
4.
hard to see from here because we can't see. We are looking off the screen. But the scoreboard says the ball's on the 4-yard line and it's 3rd and 3. So I'm not sure, but we'll go with it regardless. It's 3rd down.
Tamling. Man in motion, Caddy. Backs away. Pitch out. Sanders nearly met in the backfield, and here comes Larson. It's going to be close to the marker.
Yeah, and this could be best case scenario for Ripon Christian. If he can get the first down, that gives you a couple more downs to try and score. Got that return motion by Caddy. Good job of avoiding the bear that comes flying through untouched. I think that was Hanley. Actually, I'm sorry. I think that was, Hamilton. But it is going to be 4th and 1 according to the scoreboard.
All hands on deck. You need to blitz through those holes. You need to close every gap.
QB sneak.
Tamling.
Tush push.
The Knights say they're in. Do they have it? Yes, they do. Touchdown, Ripon Christian. Up by 2 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, they went with the QB sneak earlier down in that same situation on the 4th down and didn't get it. Going the same way down about the 35-yard line this time. Good leg drive by Tamley. He gets into the end zone, and now Summerville's in a situation you don't want to be in game 1. You got to try and go 2-minute drill with 4:04 left to go, and you need 2 scores.
Extra point attempt, looking for 35 total. He'll hit. 35-21, Summerville with 4 minutes. They need to look at the scoreboard here.
Roberson CPA's passion is helping people achieve business success and financial independence. While we certainly provide traditional accounting services such as tax preparation, payroll, and bookkeeping, we also offer a variety of advisory services to help with business planning, social security decisions, income and asset growth, tax efficiency, and much more. Benton Roberson CPAs is here to help our clients achieve their goals through a generational relationship and wealth building. We hope to see you soon.
At Deo, our purpose is to provide you with the best quality drink available and the fastest service. Now with 10 little yellow drive-through coffee shops in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Voted best cup of coffee 16 years in a row. Check out our menu and locations at deoespresso.com.
35-21, Ripon Christian scoring yet again over the Summerville Bears. 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Summerville needs to act fast. They have 1 kick return touchdown from Malachi Lopez. We'll see if he can do that again as the Knights will launch this deep to Orlando Lopez. Looking at that Summerville switcheroo, Orlando keeps it, and now he's in some trouble. Nowhere to go. Stayed on his feet the entire time, but unfortunately, too much blue.
Yeah, now you're at the 10-yard line, 3:55 left to go, down by 2 scores. You got all 2 timeouts left. You got to do something that you're not really, adapt to, at least last year. We can't say this year because it's a new season. They've been able to throw the ball a little bit tonight, but you're going to kind of look for some kind of a quick hitter, probably like a screen, some kind of crossing route, safe throw, something out the back door, maybe a swing screen to kind of get you going here on this drive.
Leveros gets him in motion. He'll roll out. He'll look deep now. It's Larson who gets on the slant to the 20. Gets enough.
And gets out of bounds. That's the important start. Stops the clock. You don't have to waste a timeout. You can huddle up, reset. You got to keep doing that if you're Summerville. Just keep moving the ball down the field.
Gives them just a little bit of space. This is where they should have been starting. Leveros will throw again. This is severely outside of the intended target, JT Oliva.
Yeah, Oliva looked like he slipped too. He was trying to come back for it. He went down and onto the grass, and ball falls harmlessly to the ground for Summerville. You'll take that, I guess. I mean, if you're going to throw an incomplete pass, you'd rather do that than throw a 2-yard completion and have the clock run. So, yeah, again, it's a time situation. You need to make sure that you're getting the maximum amount of plays in the minimal amount of time try and come back in, claw your way back in this if you're Summerville.
3:44. Leveros throwing again. Pass deflected.
Yeah, there was a receiver open right in the middle of the field. I think that was Larson again. He ran a little hook pattern right over the ball and was wide open. Just unable to get it there. The big defensive lineman gets his hands up in the way for Ripon Christian.
I would look for Leveros here to roll to one side or the other. That's where my imagination draws at least, because Leveros is a player. He wants to make sure that the play happens, especially deep third down. You're not going to go up the middle, but you roll to the outside. If you have blockers, you take the run. If you don't, then you look for that man downfield.
Absolutely. Yep, get him out there and get him options.
Leveros looking left for a little screen play. Lopez spins out of one, then dragged down by the back of the jersey. It will be a small loss of yards.
Yeah, loss of about 4 on the play. Maybe, about 4.
Now 4th down with a couple minutes on the clock.
Jeremy Malloy coming up and making a play from his defensive lineman position, retracing his steps, going out there and getting that swing screen. And Summerville got to go for it here. 3rd down. This is it. I mean, this is basically an all-in-person ball game.
Larson will go to the outside at the bottom of the screen. Inside of him is Malachi Lopez. Leveros will look their direction. He'll look towards the legs. Larson throws a block. Here goes Leveros on the sideline. Did he get enough?
Oh, no. I think he's short. I think he stepped out short. He had to go get it, and he didn't.
And Leveros comes up limping.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs. He only got to the 30-yard line. He needed to get to about the 33.
Officials talking to Leveros, and Leveros just going the other way, walking towards the sideline.
Yeah, we saw him cramping up earlier. Now he's holding his left side. Hopefully it's another just a cramp because, again, they can't afford to lose him.
.250. Tamling and company. Looks like they'll run a couple of plays, maybe one first down, depending on how long it takes. Defense chomping out the bit to find Sanders. One hit and drops him after a gain of 3.
Summerville calls timeout.
We'll take one with them. Here's your NorCal Sports TV sponsors for Summerville Bears football.
Summerville Bears football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by the Bears Quarterback Club, Leslie Heavy Haul, Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, The Outpost, Leanne Lupo, the Sonora Area Foundation, and the NorCal Sports TV Summer Basketball Camp.
(35-21), Ripon Christian leading the Summerville Bears. I'm the voice of choice, Levi Flores. We have Jeremy Hurtado with me as well. Thanks to our camera crew joining us from the Central Valley. Can't do the game without them. Can't do the game without the Bears Quarterback Club either, putting together all the sponsors. Another handoff. Owen Herrera gets slipped through, and the run will go down a couple yards to make it about 3rd and 5.
And again, Summerville calls timeout. I believe they got one left. So this is really a do or die situation. I mean, we talked about that last drive with the offense, but this is like last gasp. You got to make a play here. You really need to get the ball back as far as like a turnover, some kind of strip. But 3rd and 5, can't let Ripon Christian get a first down or it's all over. Looking at some other scores, Calaveras falls 21-20 to Bradshaw Christian up there at Calaveras. I know they were looking for some some big things from that Calaveras team, and they fall up just a 1 point short from making a first week win. Again, the last score we have is DCA 3, Linden 7. Looked like Freddie Villanueva threw a touchdown pass for Linden. Stepping in and playing quarterback for the Lions. Waterford 26, River Island 6. River Island got some bad news. They lost a receiver they were looking forward to having a huge senior year. He tore a muscle. He's out for the season. So week 1, and the Gremlins pop up and take things that you're hoping for. And now Summerville, speaking of the Gremlins, here it is.
3rd and 5 for the Knights. Pitch out Sanders. He goes inside, and the tackle is made by Lopez. He won't go anywhere. So now the Bears do have a little bit of hope.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by Lopez, because if he didn't make that tackle, he's going down the sideline in Atlanta, quick 6. Instead, Lopez brings him down. 2:29, no timeouts left for Summerville. 4th and 4. You know Ripon Christian's going to go for it. You got to stop him here, and then you just got to hope for some kind of explosive big play, maybe an onside kick, and it's something to that effect afterwards. But, hey, it's football. It's week 1. Anything can happen. I mean, not going to count Summerville out yet. Ripon Christian, they were 5-7 last year, but 4 of their 7 losses came by less than 10 points. So they're used to playing these games that are decided in the fourth quarter. Last year they didn't go their way. This year, they're up by 2 scores with 2:29 left to go. We'll see how it plays out.
I have them going 6-4 this season. That's my prediction for them, going 3-3 in the TVL League play. But I had kind of a 50-50 here for this game today, and I just gave them a loss, thinking Summerville being the state champs and taking the win last year. So with that prediction, that would actually switch it to a 7-3, being their second year in the TVL and their first year back with a winning record, if they are able to keep that. Because last year they had their first losing season in 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, like I said, we knew Ripon Christian was going to come in here and be a tough opponent tonight. They've done exactly what we thought they would. And when we talked about it pre-week, all week, we've been back and forth on the phone with different people, talking to people, reading articles. Thanks to Manteca Bulletin for a nice write-up about Ripon Christian. I got to steal a bunch of information from there. I got to talk to some people that I know that scrimmaged Ripon Christian last week, and Linden. And so kind of got some information there. So, it does help to have those guys, but it doesn't matter until you see it on Friday night under the lights. Potential's great, but you have to make it happen on Friday night.
2.5 minutes now in the 4th. Ripon Christian on their 4th and 5 play. Tamling has Sanders to his right side. Tamling going air. Needs to get rid of it. Being chased down. Throws. It is brought in, and it is caught. Got his feet in. Ripon Christian doing everything right in the time of need.
And look who it is. Number 4, Amos Caddy. Right? I mean, that's the security blanket. We talked about it. Best friends growing up their whole life. Who's he going to go to when he needs a play? Boom. And now if you're Ripon, you could almost just take a knee if you wanted to. Probably just run the ball a few times and see how the officials spot the ball. But have it at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Tamling back under center with the split backs behind Stewart and Standers. Caddy cutting across to Stewart this time. Dropped on after a gain of 2.
2:05 and counting, 2nd and 10. Again, Ripon Christian, no hurry. They don't have to even get a first down now. You can just run the ball. Even if you get stopped on 4th down, you turn the ball over with, 10 seconds left? I mean,
Tamling and Co. Same formation. Caddy out the bottom. Stewart and Sanders behind him, waiting for that timer to tick down in the back of the end zone. Caddy on the end around. Looks like he slipped on some turf and taken down by Hamilton with another tackle.
Yeah, and the little things there, right? You run that end around, it can take a couple more seconds off the clock before you can touch the ground. Get you a chance to maybe not have to snap the ball on 4th down, depending on what happens here on third down.
Final minute, dipping down into seconds. Tamling, Caddy, and company. It was rough to start. It was a nice back-and-forth battle. But in the end, the Ripon Christian Knights, they were able to put in the work through thick and thin. And drops down, essentially just taking a knee. Yeah. Jeremy, as we close this one out in the final 40 seconds, Ripon Christian Knights had Tamling throwing up on the sideline, a couple big hits thrown by the defense that left some players off the field for a couple of plays, but they eventually made the return. Amos Caddy was my key player at the very start. I never got to mention it, but he surely showed out his senior year playing with one of his best friends, Mason Tamling. And for me, that's going to be the MVP player on the Ripon Christian side.
No, absolutely. You also got to give a shout to the offensive line. They did a great job of protecting their quarterback and making holes for the running backs. But, yeah, I mean, Caddy, he was the dude coming into the season. He was the only first-team all-TVL player on the defensive side, not even on the offensive side. But he goes out here, he does plays. Don't forget he had the 95-yard kickoff return that got called back as well, so that could have been even more points or more yards for him, rather. And Ripon Christian gets a win week one, a big one, versus Summerville.
And for the Summerville Bears, they had a lot of players putting in work, and at one of the turning points in the game, the defensive side did some great work, and he made one play. And for me, I'm going to give him the MVP on this game, but that's Braden Bustamante. He had the one massive sack that led to the turnover, but the offense just didn't really do much else. 35 points. The defense, they did a lot of great work. It wasn't easy for Ripon Christian to score, but they just did their due diligence. They went down the field, they scored, but Braden Bustamante with the one big sack, chasing him down, not giving up, blindsiding Mason Tamling, who knew someone was going to be coming. He's going to be my MVP because it was that one turning point that the offense just couldn't get back under.
No, absolutely. And again, the Summerville, you're 0-1. It's not the end of the season. Okay, it's not going to change anything as far as playoffs go. Hey, it's as long as you win 4 games, Summerville, you're going to the playoffs, right? I mean, that's just the way it's going to work. You have a chance to go repeat and do your section championship and do that, but it's going to be something that you look at and you're like, okay, hey, we're not invincible. We have to come out and play football. We can't make mistakes when it's crucial. Can't turn the ball over, and that's kind of what it comes down to, right? Is you see tonight that everybody's going to give you their best shot. Okay, we talked about that before the game, and I know Coach Leveros talked about it before. Is that everybody's got you circled? Well, now you know for sure. Hey, guess what? That's the truth. Okay, next week Denair comes to town. Do you think Denair is going to be like, you're the state champions, we're going to come out? No, they're going to come out. Hey, we want to make something. We want to prove that we're better than we've been in the last couple of years. We're going to try and do everything we can. So it's going to be that way all year long for Summerville. And I think they have the kids and the coaching staff to make that adjustment. Hey, you're 0-1. Your season's not over. You get a chance to get better next week against Denair. I guarantee you they're going to come out and play better next week fundamentally. And so those are all things that are positives. And then the great part is it's not even league, right? It's non-league play. You get a chance to get ready 3 preseason games, and then you get to go play league games, and then that's what matters.
Looking at the schedule, it was definitely going to be one of the toughest battles that Summerville faces all season. Ripon Christian, they played last year. It was a 3-point difference. Ripon Christian brought back all but 3 players. And so you look at that and you say, we kept in there all the way till the end. We just made a few mistakes at the wrong time. Those need to be pushed out of the way when we move forward. We can't do those again. If we're in a close battle, it's making the right decisions, not throwing off our back foot, throwing away, looking at players that are covered. That's what we need to focus on. No more mistakes. But with this, losing the first game back after a state championship is not going to sit in their heads very well. So get rid of that. Don't think about it. On to the next game. On to the next play. Take down Denair. You have a bye week. You play Johnson. And then after that, that's when league play starts against Bret Hart in Tuolumne.
Absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, it's one game. You flush it. You learn from it. You move on. Denair comes to town, you take care of things next week, and now you're 1-1 and everything's right, and you get that bye week, and it's early. And from right now, I mean, there's a lot of guys on that Summerville team that are banged up. There were some bumps and bruises and guys hobbling along, so, hopefully nobody got hurt. Too bad. Football, it's a game of contact and collisions. You're going to get banged up. Hopefully it's just cramps, bumps and bruises, and they can be back ready to go next week.
Tomorrow on NorCal Sports TV, a couple of AAU youth basketball games live from Stockton, California. Next week, we will be in Tuolumne facing off against Denair, Modesto Junior College football as well, and much, much more to come on NorCal Sports TV. Subscribe to the network, like the video, comment if you will, and follow along with us on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you see NorCal Sports TV. You can follow Jeremy on all those places as well as he gives updates on everything football, high school football throughout the Sac Joaquin section and more. Follow my Facebook page at NorCal's Voice of Choice. And until next week when we face off against the Purple and Black, the Denair team, we've been NorCal Sports TV, Jeremy Hurtado, and the Voice of Choice, Levi Flores.